And I think it's time we talk it out and forget all the fuss. And if it's not me, I'll have to understand, and I'll be out your way. No drama involved, but if you be with me, if you I'm the one, you're gonna need to make a way for me to see. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time will come till the end, I'ma always be right by your side. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time will come till the end, I'ma always be right by your side. I know you're the one, I know our time will come. I feel it in my heart, I see you in my dreams, I keep you in my prayers. That's what
Hey guys, what's going down? We're ready for another amazing day. I just want to check if you guys can hear me properly. All right, yesterday was super exciting. We saw so many different teams go absolutely guns blazing. So the first thing that we're going to do, guys, is to take a look at that beautiful leaderboard. Okay, so that leaderboard. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! What is this?
Oh, awesome. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a way to kick off the NPL tonight. Big shout out to the production team in the background there for exposing himself and showing what goes on. Hopefully, that's not going to happen again. We do apologize for that one. As funny as it is, it is one of those things. We're still getting the kinks out. We're still working it out. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the rain split finals of the Nigerian Pro League Season 6. It is still your man here, Priest, bringing you guys all of the action. And I'm still with my main man here, Enigma, and a little bit of the confusion on the caster box there, but it's Axfire's name. I don't know why, but, production will sort all of this out, hopefully in due time. So, Enigma, how are you feeling tonight? Are you ready for some more action?
Feeling good, man. We had some OP teams heading off in day one, and our first match is off. So let's jump straight into our first match and see who's going to take on our first chicken dinner here in day 2 of the Nigerian Pro League Season 6 finals. How are you feeling, Priest? What do you think? What can we expect here in day 2?
Yeah. Well, expectations. We unfortunately we couldn't really pop out the leaderboard just yet, but hopefully, we're gonna sift through that one. But 10-11 did have an awesome performance yesterday, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from them today as well. Team Apex is somewhere into that top 5, equally as solid solid as well. But this play zone could favor some. This playing path could favor most teams that do love a little bit of a central play. And I'm talking about teams like Vibe, Habitual Gaming, Disparage, all of those teams that do love to play a little bit from the southern side, into the center part of the circle, and all of those eastern teams like Apex and Foul Play and maybe RSG on that northeastern side. It could get very tricky for them depending on how the play zone moves. But we do have southern teams like Dream Team and 21st Century, so it could get very interesting. Being how the leaderboard has turned around, for those of us that saw it on 1080 social media. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more performances from likes of Active Gaming, RSG, 1011, Apex, and hopefully Afro Esports will rise to the occasion. I mean, you've been a big fan of Afro Esports, so I'm thinking you're gonna root for them going into this day two.
Oh, 100%, 100%. If we look at the leaderboard that happened yesterday, 10-11, they were completely, dominating the lobby almost with 4 exceptionally good games and getting 1 chicken dinner. And then we had, the Invisibles and Men of Blood, as well as Apex, also performing. We had Invisibles getting a chicken dinner. Team Apex had 1 chicken dinner, even though they end up in 4th place. And then we had the Dream Team also coming in with a win. So hopefully we can see a little bit more of that coming in day 2 from these top 5 teams. The bottom teams, though, as we saw, Habitable Gaming, even Foul Play, they did quite amazing in day 1, showing a lot of potential, but just didn't get that points up coming in day 1. So hopefully we can see them climbing up that leaderboard from the bottom places where they're currently at to, maybe just show us why they deserve to be in these finals.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're having a little bit of a technical thing here. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing the display here, so I'm not sure what's going on, but the production is about to sort that out. Okay, we are back on. So Bad Boy Tim's and the rest of the guys from Free Esports will be just holed up in an interesting position all the way into a little bit of the southern side of the bridge there, that second part of military base bridge. I do love their position, though. I think they can play very, very very consecutively from this area, but Afro Esports as a 3-man, not necessarily the kind of start I was looking to see from them coming into day 2. I was thinking they would come in, guns blazing, ready to, reap, kill, destroy, get some serious points on the board, for themselves, owing to the fact that they are sitting currently, on the lower echelon of the leaderboards. I was expecting them to, have an interesting view of how they want to play today's games. They've been falling a little bit behind. Some people are saying it's because their roster has gone through a magnanimous change, and now they're trying to readapt and refocus themselves. But I think if you're trying to be as good as Team Apex right now, that have somehow still managed to hold off a bunch of these teams, especially from that eastern side. We saw them win the first game yesterday in Erandio. Do you think the strategy for them doesn't necessarily need to change if they're trying to win today as well?
No, 100%. I think they're going to keep it exactly the same. They've got their tactics, they've got their rotations, they've got their landing spaces, and we can see the Foul Play already getting a knockdown on a Team Extremist. That is some beautiful play coming in from Foul Play. They've went through major changes, and even with the drop location, it's really paying off for Foul Play. Even though it's not showing that way on the leaderboard, but it might all change here in day 2. A team that I'm definitely worried about is Team Afro, coming in 14th place after day 1. So I'm thinking we might just see a little bit of changes coming in here from Foul Play, from Afro Esports. My apologies today.
Yeah, Afro Esports. Well, it might get a little bit tricky or a little bit sticky, I might add. But again, it's all about adapting to the lobby. So hopefully today will be the day they start to adapt. The play zone will start to close out any moment from now. And all of these teams just outside of the circle, and I'm talking about Active, Invincibles, and Desperage, even Dream Team, all of those teams just outside of the circle will have a little bit of difficulty rotating in, except, the likes of 21st Century and maybe Dream Team. But there is a chance that they will collide on that southern side of the bridge. So there's an opportunity for them to get something working. But foul play already lighting things off there, getting an elimination onto the guys from the extremists. Extremists, have been quite slow and steady, but they've been able to get some significant points on the board. We saw them do a little bit of a maneuver on the rotational axis yesterday's games. They were able to, make it into the top 5 in a couple of games, get themselves some good placement points, but nothing too fancy. They're not out of reach. They're still within reach to most of these teams, but a team like Afro Esports needs to pull one crazy game today to get themselves back into the running. And, they're a 3-man team. So do you think, coming in as a 3-man team and most of the lobby right now has 4 players, what is the strategy here? Because, if you're going aggressively, for a fact that there is a chance that any team you pull up on will have 4 players. You're already
Exactly.
outnumbered.
Yeah, that's huge disadvantage for any team. Either losing a player early in a game or coming in with a 3-man team. Ultimately, you want those 4 players. Every single gun, even if you don't have a good shooter, just having a medic or support player as a 4th person that focuses on throw balls and revives and being a medic and so forth. That's a huge win for any team. So definitely coming in with a 3-man team, that is going to put a little bit of a slower pace to their normal aggressive play that we know them to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely going to put a slower pace on Afro Esports. But it is the NPL, and we might just be surprised. Because we saw Disparaged as well have a fantastic game yesterday. They did exceptionally well in Miramar, so hopefully they will be looking out for the Miramar game of today as well. But before we head into that, Free Esports have not necessarily found their footing just yet, but I am looking forward to seeing them excel in today's games. There's so many bodies around this southern side, and I think 21st Century just pulled up to the scene in an interesting 2-1-1 split. Quilla is north, but Ferro is on that little bit of the western side. He does have his sights set on Mando, and there's an opportunity for Ferro to open the gates here for the guys from 21st Century to breach and take this position. Is an easy push coming in, but Free Esports are spread very nicely in a 1-2-1 split. So there's an opportunity for Free Esports to get an opening here on 21st Century. Pharaoh is a little bit too far from the rest of his teammates, but Mando's spray is very capable, Enigma. I think, Free Esports have the better advantage here. They have so much cover. They have all of their bases covered, and again, they are not too compact. 21st Century, a little bit too far on the other ends there. But, Dream Team and Disparate, it looks like they're getting to something as well.
Yeah, Dream Team on that southwestern bridge, running right into this barrage, getting taken out. They already have 1 knock on both sides. As Dream Team is 1 down, this barrage is 1 down. They have 1 from Dream Team that made it right there behind them. That might get another knock, or maybe 2 or 3 knocks there from the side. And they do confirm 1 from the Dream Team. I currently still have 1 knock from Dream Team. Oh, beautiful stuff here from Desperate Vibes, getting another 1. And it looks like Dream Team might just be the first team to get eliminated here if they can find Chris. But it looks like Chris is getting in his vehicle and making his way away from this engagement. Dream Team now down with 3 players. They got 2 knocks. They can pick up your Y watch real quick. And the Dream Team going to be left with only 1 player standing.
Ooh, Vibes. Vibes is the king of vibes there with a beautiful 1-1. Was able to unlock the gates for this barrage there, and they will get their reset up and 2 eliminations to boot, as Men of Blood will set sights onto the Invincibles. 11 will crack the skull of one of the players from Invincibles. I believe that was Choco getting caught out on rotation, has been sent back into the lobby. Invincibles down now to 3 players. God7 hopping, skipping, and jumping out of danger. escaping harm's way. That was 11 men of blood already seething through and foaming at the mouth, looking for elimination after elimination. 21st Century still on the southern side, trying to find an opening onto the guys from Free Esports, but they're not giving them any chance. Habitual Gaming and Dare Esports cracking the code into each other. Here comes Sting, looking for an opening there, breaches through, and he catches there. Beautiful spray in, and a confirmation to follow through with the UMP. And now it's a 1v1. Sting versus me, phasing through the right-hand side, jump shot, connects through. Sting is there. Habitual Gaming, 4 eliminations. Dare Esports hand it over to them like a box of cookies, and Sting will say thank you for that one. 4 eliminations, Habitual, and now they are up and away.
Oh, that is gonna sting for Dare Esports coming in 12th place with 13 points. It's gonna push them up a little bit, picking up 3 kills there, but being the first team to get completely eliminated here, unfortunately, not gonna be what they hoped for. Men and Blood still holding pretty solidly on side of Pachinki there, pulling up to that hill, taking out Choco. We still have 21st Century Afro now focusing on 10-11. 10-11 currently the leaders after day 1. They did exceptionally well in all 4 games, getting 1 chicken dinner, 23 placement points, and 26 kill points for them after day 1. They were just on fire yesterday, Priest. Can we expect the same from them here?
I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out, but it looks like our 21st Century have decided to finally breach onto the corners there. Free Esports now getting caught in the wind. Mando will get confirmed by Baby, and now Free Esports are starting to scramble around, looking for an opening, looking for a corner to work through, and a beautiful spray coming in from Rumsey. Tries to connect to a nest, but he's going to get knocked away. Bad Boy seems to get knocked away as well. Jagaban will be the last one up. Grenade in hand, tries to work through, but a beautiful spray will follow through from Quilla, and 21st Century will send Free Esports. Well, they will set them free, and back into the lobby they go.
Welcome to the stream, Free Esports. Beautiful push there by 21st Century. They were ending in 11th place yesterday. That is going to be a huge booster for them coming in day 2, game 1. The beautiful stuff there from 21st Century.
Oh, that's what you call teamwork. 1 elimination a piece. So everyone from 21st Century had, an idea of exactly what they wanted to do. Free Esports were on the defensive side of that push, that southern area, and 21st Century needed to take this compound. They needed to colonize that area. So I'm pretty much sure they looked around and saw that there was no third party, coming through, because yesterday that happened to them exactly, this way. They got into a third party and got eliminated quite early, a couple of times when they're trying to make their push. They got too complacent and took a little bit of a long time. That's one of the dangers of making a push, and taking too long. Chances for third parties to crack down on you the moment the hair gunfire, waiting for your engagement. And again, we saw that yesterday. They did have a successful push. I think it was in the final game against guys from Afro Esports, when they pushed this exact same area in the south. So 21st Century, you can tell that they do love playing in the southern positions, and it's very, very favorable for them. So hopefully, I think I'm going to see more and more of that. 4 eliminations, 1 apiece. That's teamwork there. This person had to eliminate this person. This person had to eliminate that person. And they all followed through and did their jobs exceptionally well.
Oh, yes, 100%. The 21st Century bidding up there on 4 kills. But right there next to them, they do have still the Invisibles, as well as Habitable Gaming, Afro, and 10-11, all on its southern side, almost center zone. And you got Foul Play way up on the northern side, starting to rotate in with the Extremist. Rachel Esports has been fairly quiet so far, taking that mansion area, but you do have Active Gaming now slowly coming in out of the blue and might just run into a team or 2 here coming this late into a zone. Desbarrage and Men of Blood also quite close to each other. Dream Team still alive. Chris is still there solo, just on that western side, chilling his best life. Will we see, Dream Team? I always remember Dream Team. They were one of those teams that managed to somehow miraculously find 30 first aid kids and do a heal off in the blue for placement points. Will we maybe see that's coming in here in this game 1 of day 2?
Yeah, I don't see that happening because, The heel strat thing is really phased off, But again, is all about placement points for Dream Team at this point. That western side, he does not necessarily have too many bodies to rock around in that area. So I think he's going to be fine at least for the next couple of zone shifts if he doesn't decide to try to rotate deep into the center of the circle and find a shack to play box to box from inside there. But
Oh my
again, it could
gosh,
get
it's Pharaoh
y-
again on the vehicles here, priest. What is up with this Pharaoh? Who put him in charge of parking the vehicles?
I was gonna ask you, man. I was gonna ask you because you love to drive. You love to drive, Enigma. You love driving in this game. You love driving more than shooting, man. So you tell us, man.
Exactly.
You tell us. You tell us. You tell us.
Pharaoh
You tell
doing the, I don't know if he was building Minesweeper or what was he doing, but a very, very odd placement there for the vehicles inside of that house. But okay, we'll work with it. We'll work with it. Maybe it works out for them. 10,
Yeah.
11 still holding this hill. And they've got a beautiful high ground there right above Afro. And also on the southern side down, they got 21st Century in Malta slowly pushing up on them as well. If they're not careful, they might just see a third party coming in here from the 21st Century if Afro and 1011 keep on taking a couple of cheek shots there onto one another. And it's been a fairly quiet game here in game one. Yeah, very passive play coming in here for all of his teams. I thought we're going to see a little bit more aggressiveness, especially from the top teams. But it just shows you what's on the line here for these guys in these finals.
Yeah, it's the finals. There's a lot to play for. Remember, grand final points. No matter how well you perform here, the grand finals for you are not guaranteed until the points start to add up. So most of these teams know exactly what they're trying to do here. They're not trying to, get eliminated fairly early. Yesterday, by this time of the circle, nobody was dead yet. Actually, there was nobody dead. Yeah, at this time of the circle, yesterday was around a couple of minutes into this zone 3 that the teams now started to clash into each other. But there was actually no teams, eliminated this time yesterday in game 1 of the finals because everyone was still trying to, get a feeler of whatever the strategies that are employing, what they're trying to play from, what rotation they're trying to make. The play zone now has moved all the way into that eastern side, Prison, favoring the guys from Apex. Take a look at their split. Beautiful split from Apex. This is the type of split they love. And even 10-11 with a perfect split as well. 21st Century having the same idea, foul play. All of these teams now starting to make their rotation. The violence is starting to brew here. Active Gaming and RSG. We saw them clash in Vikendi yesterday, and there's an opportunity for them to clash again. And again, 10-11 still north of 21st Century's position. There's an opportunity for them to, run into each other, but it's not going to be looking like that will be happening just yet. The Invincibles as well trying to make a rotation through, but RSG finally getting called out between a rock and a hard place. Active Gaming and Apex. You can see Roach squirming around, trying to find somewhere to survive. He's getting tagged up, and he might just be uprooted from his vehicle there, but he manages to drive out of the danger zone, but he gets tagged up to about 1 HP, and he will survive just barely.
Yeah, I mean, we got Ray Shield Esports, you got Active Gaming rotating on that side, and you also have Apex Moonlight there just on the side of that prison hill, also just taking shots at whoever. And just like that, Rules does get a knock on Remember Me, and he's going to confirm him as well. So Ray Shield Esports are losing their first player, and looks like they're in a little bit of trouble there in that rotation, losing Manny YT as well as Apex Moonlight catches him from that top prison area. And that is exactly what Apex loves to do. They have this huge split covering a very, very big area and just catching people in the rotations, and then coming in here in stage 4, stage 5 zone. That is where they start to cluster up and start to play together as one team close to one another, making pushes to other teams. So first is all about catching the people in rotations, and then they start to push and play their normal game, and it always works out for Team Apex.
Yeah, Team Apex playing in just like you said, coming in from that northern side of prison. They love that area. They love, to keep it a buck. They like to keep it very, very tight, play close to the vest. And they do have a little bit of disparage trying to make that rotation around. But here comes Roach with a beautiful 1-2 touch onto Rage there. Drops him immediately. Men of Blood now trying to breach through. 11 and Shaq, grenade in hand. Roach is in serious trouble. The grenades will start to drop on his head almost immediately there. He doesn't move. And on not the first grenade is a little bit of a stinker, does not connect, but Danny Brown has been knocked away. Roach is all left to him. He's in a bit of a pinch hole here because Creed and 11 are on the other side. Danny Brown is still knocked away, and the grenades continue to sink him down. And now the last one will connect from Shaq. And that will be the end of RSG. They go out in 14th place. Active Gaming on the other side. That he did hear all of that commotion, and a beautiful spray coming in from Rails tries to send Shaq away, but unfortunately does not connect. Again, Enigma, you see Active Gaming get a little bit into the action, but then they start to withdraw. Now, do you think this is the strategy today? Because they're not trying to lose any players way too early. You know, I saw that they were able to pick apart one of the players from RSG earlier, but they did not go for the full send. They did not go for the push. They just got the elimination and continue to, you know, maintain this high ground position.
Exactly. I don't think they know exactly who is. So their strategy at the moment is shoot whoever you see, get the knock, get the confirm, and move. Go for zone, go for placement first, then go for pushes. And it's working out for Active Gaming. They ended up in top 5 position on the leaderboard after day 1. So if they keep this up and they do pretty good here in day 2, then we might just see Active Gaming climbing those ranks. And there comes our first stage, moving up more to the northwestern side with a huge shift of the zone there onto the present area. Apex already there on that eastern edge with Men in Blood. There's Broch right there behind them. But on the southern side, you got the cluster of all these teams on the southern side and needs to make their way into that zone. Active Gaming looking very solid there at the moment, coming in with a full team there, almost center zone.
Active Gaming centered up really nicely, I might add. But they've not been able to get too many eliminations, but that's not a worry for them. We've still got 40 players inside of this circle, so that still gives them an angsty number of people to eliminate. But now Men of Blood, unfortunately, will be the victims of some casualties there. 11 has been sent back into the lobby onto that eastern side. Disparaged, pulling in very, very nicely from the eastern side. And again, another opportunity for them to work something here. They've got 4 eliminations, and it looks like they will be able to survive just a little bit longer. But then they do not have the players. Oh, Vibes with a beautiful knock onto Taiwo's position. Vibe in trouble now, as Disparage have found an opening they're looking for to get inside of that play zone. But they are trying to keep the guys from Vibe at bay. They do not want to have any teams playing from behind, trying to keep them off their target of getting inside of that play zone. Apex on the eastern side, they do have to be very, very wary of their position as well, because Vibe will be able to get that reset, I believe, onto, you know, Taiwo's position. But Shaq is there trying to deal some damage onto the guys from Apex, trying to make their rotation, but he gets tagged up. But unfortunately, Moonlight will be spotted immediately and dropped off. Beautiful spray. Rusty's there, but the confirmation from Unicorn will come through from across the board. And now Apex doing a fantastic job of holding all the angles. Active Gaming now is an opportunity for them to put the nail in the coffin for Apex, but unfortunately that will not be the case, as the reset onto Moonlight is going to be complete.
Yeah, Apex being lucky, getting that revive on in. Mediblood did good, getting 1 knock in, but it was just too many around him. And he still got that southern side that is so completely looted with teams that needs to get into the zone. Yeah, we've seen how Apex are focusing on the Invisibles, Sean X and God7 taking some shots there from that northern side of prison right on the top hill. And it's always difficult fighting uphill. Can Apex get another knock? And are they going to push, or are they going to hold their position? On the southwestern side, it is completely open there for Afro to go on in with foul play. But still, you got 21st Century Extremists, 10, 11, and 5, and this branch, all that need to go and try and get into that zone, as the Extremists are starting to keep these teams now at bay by their rotations.
Ooh, the South. The South is so caked up. 21st Century will put the screws to 10-11. 2 players knocked away. And I believe it's just 2 left. Shergs and Don't Panic. Snuffy and Bego have been sent back into the lobby. An unfortunate scenario, but easy for the Extremists here. But he's been set ablaze, and this guy will be roasted like Agbado. Popcorn season, and Easy, unfortunately, manages to survive. But I spoke too soon. Quilla will use the Molotov cocktail to his advantage and will put the screws to the last player from the Extremists, and he does go out in 10th place. No placement points for him, but 10-11 struggling, getting caught out in the South. an unfortunate turn of events for them. 21st Century getting this cruise put to the guys from 10-11 earlier on. And that tells you an interesting story, though. So the rest of the guys from 21st Century have exactly what they're looking for here. Now they've got a couple of intense eliminations to work through. Foul play still on that western side from 10-11. Shirks' position. He's trying to get an angle to work through there, but he cannot. The play zone is starting to hurt. And now he has to find a way inside of that zone at least to get some points on the board. But it will prove very, very difficult for them. Shirks will catch a knock onto Pharaoh, but unfortunately cannot do too much. The reset will be sure, owing to the fact that 21st Century do have 3 players, and they will be able to get that reset onto Pharaoh's position.
Yeah, 21st Century coming in with 9 kills already. They're doing exceptionally well here. As well as foul play, still coming in with a full team. They might still be able to get that revive on in. 3 kills on the board, still a full team. That is pretty good foul play here by foul play. Trying to keep Afro at bay here as they're rotating here right onto their area. And here comes Shamut trying to get a revive in on station 5. But you do have Team Afro Neo right there in front of him, quite low. Still needs to get a heal on as well. And not too far away, you got a team here on the backside that might just come in for third party as 21st Century is not too far away. Team Afro starting to pull in with those nades and throwables, trying to get a knock there, trying to push into foul play. Can Stoner or Shanex get that first knock in? Who's going to get it first? 21st Century now pushing into Desperage here, trying to gatekeep Desperage. Patch pulling up right on top of Quilla, getting hit here from the side from Apex as well, and he does go down. A beautiful play there, and that is it for 21st Century.
Ooh.
Oh, no, we still got Pharaoh alive.
Yeah, Pharaoh is still up. 21st Century still have something to fight for here. They've got 9 eliminations. Might just be enough for them to get into the double-digit figures. But Apex will be on the southern side, making that rotation finally coming in from the east, making their rotation just across prison. 21st Century doing their absolute best to hold on. Pharaoh it all lies to him now. And they've been having a tremendous game. Here comes Cargate, just driving a little bit too close for comfort. And an unfortunate turn of events. But he has found a little bit of an inkling there of Pharaoh's position. Now he's going to feed the intel to the rest of his teammates. Apex still at full strength. They've still got 4 players up. Afro Esports will put the nail in the coffin, I believe, onto the guys from Foul Play with an outstanding grenade coming in from Neo. And now Apex are trying to deal with Pharaoh's position. They're aware of him, but they are still trying to get some more intel. Moonlight drives a little bit too close just to know where Pharaoh is hiding. They do need to find out. They do not want to be surprised if they lose a player here. It could spell curtains. 8 eliminations. Here comes Pharaoh. They are going to finally run him over. And 21st Century, that will be bye-bye. But they've had a fantastic game so far. And now Apex are just cruising in inch by inch. Active Gaming have the same idea. They are trying to come in from the northern side. Shad is playing behind at a beautiful position that they've got right here. But the Invincibles, unfortunately, have not been able to get any eliminations just yet. And this is not the Invincibles we're used to seeing right now. But they are trying their absolute best to at least, crack into the top 3.
Yeah, this zone shift that came in there from that southern side all the way back north here on the prison side, that cost a lot of teams to lose placement points and potential kill points, as there was quite a few teams that they all bargained for that southern zone, as the majority of them were there on that Malta area down south, and they all had to push up into this stage 6 zone, and in the end it cost them. Team Apex reading the zone beautifully. Shanex getting spotted there by Moonlight, and I think the zone might just kill him, and the play zone does take out the loss from Invisibles, and it looks like Apex going to go all the way. They're coming in very strong. 10 kills on the board. Beautifully played by Apex, reading the zone beautifully. They got the edge of the zone. They can still take it all the way unless Active Gaming, puts the stop to them here in front of them. Got Nexus on the side there with Traitor. Chad still staying here behind. Can Chad get an open knock there potentially on Team Apex and stop them in the tracks there?
Ooh, Active Gaming have not been too active right now. Traitor will get spotted. He's going to be tagged up heavily from that position. Afro Esports still in the mix. It's a 4 versus 4 versus 2. And now Shad is doing his absolute best coming in just from that northern side. But the guys from Active do have the play zone under wraps and under control. Apex will have a lot of work to do here. Shad has been spotted, unfortunately. The element of surprise has been lost to him. He has to reposition because that would be the wiser choice, and he does make the right choice there. Aimer does get spotted by Rusty. He is going to be knocked away with that UMP, and he does have to be careful to hold out those positions. Kage pulls up to the scene, a little bit too close for comfort, but he is going to get the confirmation. 11 eliminations, but here comes Active. Rails on the scene, knocks 1 and knocks 2. Moonlight is the next to fall. Rusty and Kage will be the last 2 up. Kage rotates around the corner. Shad is there to get some intel on his position. Active Gaming outplaying Class. Here he comes. Shad runs through. Kage will be the next victim. Apex getting outplayed by Active Gaming, and that tells you a little bit of the story. Shad will be spotted. He is going to spray him through. Shad gets knocked away, but Rusty unfortunately will succumb to play zone, and Active Gaming will take that chicken dinner. Classy performance. They will deny the chicken dinner from Apex, but Apex did have an outstanding, I believe, 11 eliminations. Beautiful stuff coming in from Apex, but Active Gaming are not letting this one slide at all.
Active Gaming came in slow and steady in that first 3 stages, and all of a sudden, in the end, they made it all the way through and got that first chicken dinner. Apex doing very well here, coming in 2nd place. And I mean, even Team Afro coming in with a 3-man team, and we talk about this early in the game. They managed to get 3rd place, and they still managed to get 5 kills on 3rd place. That's good placement points and a little bit of kill points for them. And that's going to pull them up, especially as they ended up in 14th place after day 1. That's going to push them up that leaderboard quite a lot.
Yeah, significant point boost for Afro Esports. Could have done a lot better, but then they did come in as a 3-man, so big shout out to them. But Apex, they're starting to ramp up. Game 1 of day 2, and they're not too far away from 10-11. I believe with this performance, they should be on the same points with 10-11, if not even more, if not even in 1st place right now. But Active Gaming still getting that chicken dinner, still getting 5 eliminations, still getting 15 points. 15 points is a lot. So, but then it's game 1 of 4. There's still 3 more games. We're going to change into a next map very shortly. But before that, Fire, how did you feel about that game? Take it away. Give us an idea. What are you expecting to see, man?
And that game went exactly the way I thought it was going to go, Priest. It was absolutely outstanding from the very beginning. But something that I thought was going to happen was that the boys from 21st Century were going to find themselves in that final circle. They were absolutely aggressive, and that's exactly what they needed to do. They needed to get those kill points, going on. But if I was in their team managing, how they would make the push, I would say get those early kills, but as much as possible, try to find yourself in those final circles. And that's what teams like Apex, even 10-11 were doing yesterday, to keep on getting that placement point as well as getting the kill points. You can see Apex got a whole lot of kills. They didn't get the winner chicken dinner. That was taken by the boys from Active Gaming at the end of the day, but you did see that they still probably got the maximum amount of points from that game. So that being said, guys, we'll see who can come up with the same maximum amount of points in our game 2. It's going to be an absolutely outstanding game. Like we've seen so far, every single team has been guns blazing. I mean, we can't even say, that any team is a pushover right now in this finals. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll see you guys in a couple of moments for some more action. See you soon.
first. And I think it's time we talk it out and forget all the fuss. And if it's not me, I'll have to understand, and I'll be out your way. No drama involved, but if you feel it's me, if you feel I'm the one, you're gonna need to make a way for me to see. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end, and I will always be right by your side. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end, and I will always be right by your side. I know you're the one. I know our time will come. I feel it in my heart. I see you in my dreams. I keep you in my prayers. That's what
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nigerian Pro League. It is the Season 6 rain split. It is day 2, and the action has just gotten that much crazier. Apex with I believe they had like how many eliminations in that game? That was like 12, 10 plus
Yeah, that was
eliminations in that
12.
game.
Exactly.
And that was absolutely crazy, Enigma. I mean, we knew that Apex was gonna wild out, but I was not expecting them to do double digits. Yesterday when they won the chicken dinner in the first game, they didn't necessarily do double digit finishes. But Active Gaming outclassed them there. It was classic outmaneuvering. Active Gaming just played it way better. Now, when Vikendi, you know how Vikendi, the zone shift is absolutely crazy, and this playing path going all the way from north to south, straight up, cutting right down the middle. What do you think the strategy is going to be here? Because this play zone can go either way. It can go all the way to the east. So do you think you're going to favor? Do you think is going to be right for teams to, And I asked you this yesterday, make a rotation just far across, because I know that there are some teams that are gonna have to make some very, very difficult rotations. So, like you said, would it be wiser to, make those rotations first and foremost, or eliminate as many teams as you are, as you're, going across and across each breach, trying to make it into the next phase of the circle?
I would stay with my same answer as yesterday. If you're close enough to that zone, if you're in that zone and you land and you think you have an idea of where this final zone might be, then at first, go for that placement. Go for where you want to be in that zone as quickly and fast as possible. Get your kill points and your placement points as far as you can. But if you are like Dream Team, like we saw yesterday, that was so far away from the zone, especially the Kendi, do that late rotation, and it worked out perfectly for them in that Vikendi game. They did a late rotation, and they win it. They made it all the way to, I think it was fifth place there in that stage six zone in Vikendi. They did exceptionally well coming in there from the southern side, rotating slow and steady on those edges, kept playing those edges, and they made it right through. And it's almost exactly a similar zone as what we saw yesterday in day one. It's again that on that northeastern side, and we can already see the foul play and free sports getting into a skirmish on that western side there, right at the bottom next to Castle area. And this bro is now looking very comfortably there inside of that zone with Men in Blood. Men in Blood already, as they landed, got in a vehicle, and looks like they're going to make the way exactly to Trevno like they did yesterday as well. And it's going to work out exactly the same as yesterday for all of these teams. They're all going to stick to the exact same rotations that they probably did as they did in day one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if the strategy, remains the same, then it's going to be the same. Foul play now getting a little bit angsty here. They've got two eliminations, but they will be able to use the numbers advantage they've already acquired. They've eliminated two players from Habitual Gaming, so that tells you a little bit of the story of what's going on here. But Free Esports are in the mix, and Curry has been knocked away in foul play, with a little bit of a change to the roster here with the addition of Curry. He wasn't here yesterday, but he's here now, and he is one of the strongest players for them, but he is going to get picked up. An opportunity for PlayStation 5 now to get a reset and a repositioning for the rest of his players. Free Esports already lost one of their players, Bad Boy Tims, to foul play. Habitual equally lost someone to the guys from foul play. So that tells you that foul play is out for blood. They are out for violence. They didn't come here to play. Habitual Gaming and Free Esports can be a testament to that one. But there's too many teams in this area. I'm not sure these guys were expecting, to land in, within each other's positions. It gets very tricky, when there's no clear-cut path of what you're trying to do, when the play zone or where the playing path is north to south, cuts through the middle, and now the play zone is all the way out there, like we said, in the northwestern side of the map. Now, it gets very, very difficult for these teams to make such a hectic rotations, owing to the fact that they will run into a lot of bodies across the way. And now it's all a matter of getting some good utilities there. Apex, on the other hand, didn't necessarily have the best Vikendi game yesterday, but that tells you an interesting story of how they work across the board. But and we did talk about one of the strongest teams in Vikendi, and that is Active Gaming. We saw them. They had a fantastic Vikendi game yesterday. I think they had a significantly high number of eliminations. They didn't win the chicken dinner, but they got some very, very good points. And I believe, there will be more of the same today.
Yeah, 100%. Active Gaming at a stage yesterday, they took on 4 teams in the same compound, coming in with a third party between 2 teams, and then they had to defend against another 2 teams that tried to push them in, and they managed to do it successfully. But man, I'm just loving this foul play new strat, which are they just a little bit more aggressive, not too much, not too risky, but not the same passive team that we normally know them to be. And it's just so they took on 2 teams. They took on Free Esports and Habitable Gaming, both in the same compound, and they managed to get 2 kills without losing a player. This is beautiful play here coming in from Foul Play. Habitable Gaming, I'm pretty sure they watched the stream yesterday. This compound was completely empty. No one landed here at all. And I think Foul Play and Free Esports both had the same idea, taking this compound with no one being here, and now they both decided to go here together in day 2. And so far they're running into each other, but they're going to have to either push in and try and commit to this engagement, or disengage from here and go for that stage 2 zone.
The stage 2 zone would be an interesting turn of events if most of those teams are trying to work through. But Vibe and the Invincibles here looks like they might have just run into each other, as Sean will get a confirmation. Gons will knock him away, and I believe the Invincibles will be the first team back into the lobby. Wow, yeah. I did not see that one coming, but the Invincibles have been sent back into the lobby there, courtesy of Vibe Gaming. Vibe turning up, and that is the NPL for you. They got caught out on rotation. That's the danger, of Vikendi. Not a lot of interesting ideas here, because they did lose one player, but they will be happy with the 4 points that they were able to gather. An unfortunate scenes for the guys from the Invincibles getting torn apart now. Foul play trying to breach through the guys from Habitual Gaming. It gets very, very unfortunate for them if Crux cannot get this knock onto Curry's position. He's trying to play it all the way back. They're still getting chased. The more they're getting chased, the more backwards they go. Habitual Gaming might just get chased away from here. Pels might just get tagged up. Ooh, that's a nice spray from Crux's position. Pels again tries to spray him through, but unfortunately the G36 is just bouncing around, but 2 for 2 there. And now Foul play in trouble. Lover jump shot connects. The third one to bounce through the corner, and that's a beautiful play from Curry. Curry is the chef. He starts to cook. Criminal now. All he has to do is keep them at bay. There's 2 knocks on the ground. Obviously, this is an opportunity for him to make that push. A grenade would be perfect right now to seal the deal for Foul play. Habitual Gaming have this one in the books, but unfortunately, the reset is complete. Curry is there, but he will be able to pick up Lover. And now Curry will be going for that jump shot again. Faces from the right-hand side, switches over, falls right through, but he is going to go into the jump shot. But unfortunately, Pels has been picked up, and Foul play will do the do. 5 eliminations, and Habitual Gaming, unfortunately, will be sent backpacking into the lobby.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful play there by Curry from Foul Play. He just completely annihilated him with that quick little drop shot and quick little peeks. That was beautiful. Extremists now going here head-to-head against Men of Blood. They did get a 1 knock there onto Shaq on the side, and you got this brush not too far away from them. But Men of Blood did manage to get the revive here on Shaq. So it's back to a 4v4. And we do have Active Gaming now on 1 kill as well. Pushing in onto Team Afro. Active Gaming, and as we saw yesterday, they did super good. And dear me, now against Team Apex, as Kato goes on down. I'm going to try and get a revive on in, make it a 4-man team again. But Unicorn already there with a flank from the side. Stair is quite low, but he's got Unicorn coming up right behind him. Dear me, in the bottom there as well, being gate kept by Rusty, and he's going to try and push on in. 1v1. Me versus Rusty. Can Apex take out there? Yeah. Oh, beautiful shots there by Dare Me. Takes down Rusty.
Dare Esports there. Handing Apex a very, very unfortunate, dealing them an unfortunate hand there. And now there's a lot of work to do for Team Apex. Moonlight will get confirmed from that position. Dare Esports outplaying Apex. You never thought you'd see this one, but Unicorn will be the last one left, and you will not believe this one, but Apex will now go explain tire because their esports now about to sandwich them in a 2-for-2 split. A grenade from Unicorn over and over and over the top. Beautiful grenade from Unicorn, but there's only so much he can do. It's a 1 versus 4. The first grenade connects, and another grenade will follow through. Molotov cocktail on the side. Unicorn now trying his absolute best to work the angles, trying his absolute best to deal with the guys from Dare Esports, but can he though? The numbers advantage is going to look very, very sticky for him. Dammy's on the other side. The spray's fantastic from Unicorn, but there's only so much he can do. Dare me now hops out, might just get tagged up, and an unfortunate scenario there. Apex trying their absolute best to hold on. Dare me's in serious trouble. All he has to do is survive a little bit longer, and the rest of his teammates will seal the deal. Dare me again on the other corner has not been able to get his HP all the way back up. Tags Unicorn. Unicorn is just overwhelmed. There's too many bodies, and unfortunately, Dare Esports will eliminate Apex.
How even? Our top team, 4th on the leaderboard yesterday, coming in with a win in game 1, and Team Apex just got taken out by Team Dare. Just like that, there was absolutely nothing for Unicorn to do there. Rage, Men of Blood, still going on here against the extremists as they're starting to push in a little bit closer. Starting to push the extremists there in a corner. Is Men of Blood going to be able to take out the extremists, or can the extremists push there onto 11, maybe get that first initial knock? And they're moving completely together, which is absolutely brilliant. As you know, for 1v4 is going to be extremely difficult, but we're going to have to see if 11 can gatekeep them all, as Rage is trying to get to him. Oh, beautiful shot there by 11. Gets down Savage. Almost goes down as well. Being done a lot of damage there onto 11. Creed did get knocked on down. It's a 3v3. Who's going to win this battle? Extremist gets another one down as Wolf takes down Shaq as well. 2v2. Who's going to win this one? It's got 11 right here in front of him. Can 11 get the knock here onto Zombie? Ooh. Beautiful jump shot from Zombie. Almost gets him down. He does get him down. Oh, this might be his last one. Rage versus Zombie. Beautiful shots from Rage. Getting Zombie down quite low. Oh, Zombie with that jump shot.
Oh, Men of Blood getting decimated by the extremists here. And the jump shots are all that you see. And unfortunately, Men of Blood will be swept away by the extremists. Beautiful play coming in from Zombie. This guy was absolutely a joy to watch, but you got to respect the third party from the guys from Free Esports. You know, from the back end, it did happen. 11, unfortunately, did receive some damage before he was able to make the push onto Zombie's position. But that's not an excuse at all. Enigma, you saw that.
Yeah, Zombie played that beautiful. That jump shots was just on point. Every jump he did, he took at least 50% health off from Men of Blood. That was a beautiful engagement. Zombie definitely being MVP in that engagement. Free Esports might just push in for a third party here, unless they're rather gonna stick to their compound and hold their zone. Disbras not too far away as well. Might also come in with a third party. Now, currently, Afro, they're center zone with Active Gaming. Dream Team slowly pushing in here on the southern side, on the edge, with Foul Play still being in the blue, you know, being the solo remaining player. And Foul Play still got two the vehicle starting to rotate in the blue, slowly making their way from the cement factory up from the southern side, pushing in closer and closer to the zone. 21st Century coming in from the northwestern zone as well, right above Cosmodrome, slowly pushing in on the edges. And this is exactly what we talked about, especially being that far away from the zone. These teams would rather go down slow and steady on the edges, riding the zone closer and closer, getting those placement points, and then getting those kill points in those end zones.
The end zones will be a very, very reputable position for most of these teams to play in. RSG have not necessarily been able to rise to the occasion just yet. Unfortunately, it seems for them, they've not found their footing just yet, but I'm speaking too soon. Too soon. You know, RSG have not gotten themselves any chicken dinner so far. And owing to the quality of this team, I would say that I am very, very surprised very, very surprised, for the East, for the guys from RSG. I would expect a whole lot from them, but I would expect them to, rise to the occasion right now. But most of these teams, like you said earlier, a little bit of a central style of play here coming in from the types of Afro and RSG and the guys from Disparage, a little bit centered just towards the eastern side of Cosmodrome. They're not overextending. They're not doing too much. As you can see, 10-11 finally making their rotation inside of that north western side, just hanging on by the edge there, as unfortunate scenes for them, because Apex have been knocked out of the lobby, so there is a little bit of a gap on top of the leaderboard right now, and 10-11 and Active are trying to fill it. They're trying to run away with it, but it's so close, too close for comfort. Extremists, on the other hand, they've got 4 eliminations. There's still 12 teams inside of here, those, so they still have a lot of work to do, but they are very, very nicely nestled up in Trevno here, just up north. Not too much to bargain with. They've still got the likes of Free Esports, so not too far away as well. Free Esports is aware of their position. They go into a little bit of that fight between themselves and the guys from Men of Blood. So there's a chance, that Free Esports will descend on that position, provided that the play zone is going to, drive most of these teams up north. But it's gonna get very interesting here, because there was a little bit of a water in that play zone, but now it's been swept away. So Active Gaming now getting into a little bit of a skirmish with foul play, and now that's an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely taking out Pels, and now foul play now down to the last player. 21st Century starting to rotate up on that northern side. Might just run right into the extremists if they're not too careful, as they are just heading straight towards them, taking that same compound where Shaq previously got knocked out of gaming, still focusing on foul play Curry, and Curry now last remaining hope for foul play as he rotates closer and closer towards Ray Shield Esports and Team Afro right there on the side. Active Gaming looking very solidly there, almost center zone. If the zone shifts their way. Dream Team here from the southern side still rotating quite slow. Haven't seen much from them at all. It's normally it's going to be in the stage 4 or 5 zone that we're going to see all of these teams just going all mayhem on everyone rotating, especially if we're going to have a huge zone shift. Yesterday on a stage 3 zone, we still had, like you said, a huge part of the zone inside of the water, but not this time. This time it's all inland, still plenty of compounds, plenty of cities, plenty of cover for all of these teams. 12 teams remaining, 39 players. So we might just see it a little bit slow, slower down, especially with this big of a zone coming in with stage 3.
Yeah, the zone is a big factor. The teams have to consider in whatever strategies they're trying to employ here. You can see Baby trying his absolute best just to work this vehicle and get it out so he can use it to navigate the rest of his team into a better portion of the zone. They're still occupying the north, but Afro Esports do set their sights onto RSG. Afro Esports again, not starting off on the best foot. Neo has been sent back into the lobby. Once again, they are a 3-man team, but that didn't stop them from topping 3, in the previous game. And you talked about Dream Team, all the way out there in the southern side. They have currently made it inside of that play zone. So that tells you that, that strategy of that they applied yesterday, they're still going to do more of the same, fake it till you make it, hold on, just hold your breath, and pray that the oxygen will last a little bit longer. But RSG will be playing a little bit of a compound defense in that area. And again, that is the beauty of Vikendi. The defensive teams are usually very, very blessed, especially when they know exactly, how to defend, when to defend, and where to defend. It is always about those 3 keys: how you want to defend that position, why you want to defend that position, and where that position is going to be. So it's all about those matters. But Active Gaming in a beautiful position, still very much centered up, but I would say they're a little bit more southern than central. But the play zone is shrinking up very nicely, so that's going to give us a little bit of a taste of what's coming next. The play zone, once it closes out, once it shifts away, it will decide what these teams' strategies are going to be in the foreseeable couple of seconds. Every decision from this point forward will count. You cannot play too slow. The play zone will hurt you, and it centers up right very, very nicely, pushing Dream Team. And I believe he just pushed Dream Team and the Extremists out of touch, but that's not a little bit too much,
No, 100%. The zone still central up quite nicely. The next shift or zone might shift up heavily, but currently Rachel Esports, as well as Desperados and Team Afro, now all center position in the stage 4 zone. Active Gaming just on the edge here, and we might just see the Dream Team running right into Active Gaming if they don't choose their rotations carefully. Vibe as well, just being there on that western edge of the zone, completely solo, no one close to them at all. They're going to sit there comfortably, no worries at all. It looks like Dream Team might have spotted here Active Gaming, but Chris does go down for Dream Team as Chad gets the first knock on in. Let's see, are they going to push onto this knock?
Shad has been absolutely a beautiful joy to watch so far in the NPL finals. We saw him do a magnificent job against the guys from RSG in a 4 versus 4 yesterday. He was a determining factor of that engagement. Chris has been knocked away by Shad, but the reset will be happening. But Dream Team do have to make a play really, really quickly. The play zone is hot on their heels. They're getting tagged up seriously there and getting hurt. And Shad does have a beautiful angle on their position, but unfortunately cannot do too much from that area. Active Gaming doing a magnificent job of trying to keep the guys from Dream Team at bay. Reels continues to spray down, but Active coming closer and closer. Nexus onto the scene there. Another smoke grenade comes out from Sad. Dream Team in serious trouble here, and now he gets blown up. 2 down. Active once more starting to get active.
Yeah, Dream Team in serious trouble here as the zone is going to start pushing them. Now, Dream Team have to decide, are they going to go and see if they can get Chad, Sad, or Chris back up? But it looks like they're going to decide to rather, leave those two. Oh my gosh, Lucid here riding the edge. Oh my, these teams and their driving skills. It's like the finals is putting up so much pressure that they are focusing so much on their gun skills and rotations that all these teams have forgotten how to drive.
Like I said yesterday, some of these players, they get their driver's license from cereal boxes or from scratch and win, because I'm not even sure what these guys are driving out here, man. But Dream Team, they do need to wake up, because Lucid is unfortunate scenes for them, but they do have a spare vehicle, so that hopefully Archer will not leave Lucid and drive away. But 21st Century getting the brunt force dealt with them now. The Extremists, on the other hand, trying the absolute best. Here comes Easy there with an exposed position. I think he can get a shot off onto Aness's position, but it looks like that will not be happening. Easy is also out in the blue zone. The Extremists somehow have lost a bunch of players onto that northwestern side, so that's going to be a lot of work for them to do. 10-11 still up north, trying their absolute best to hold on, but this barrage do have a lot of work to deal with. That northern area is going to be looking very, very cramped up. 21st Century, they do not have a way to get inside of the zone without being spotted there. They have so many teams close by, and the play zone is starting to hurt. So it's all a matter of how they want to navigate this northern area. 10-11 is just in front. Even Desperage also in front of them. They have so many ops, and they've got no eliminations, owing to the fact that they just concluded a wonderful game. And now Snuffy all the way out there just across, making his way inside the play zone as well. And now 21st Century will be making their rotations very, very visible to the rest of those players on the northern side.
Yeah, currently Desperate and 10-11 both gatekeeping that northern edge of the zone. Extremists in 21st Century might just get caught up in the open there. On the eastern side, Free Sports and Dream Team both, and do Baby takes down Extremists easy, as that's it for the Extremists as they get eliminated. Desperate now probably gonna hear those shots, and they will focus on that side and catch 21st Century as they're rotating up that mountain. There's just nowhere for them to go. That entire northeastern side is taken by all of these teams. Free Sports, their sports inside of that zone as well, with Desperate, 10-11 all coming in on that eastern side. Southern side, you got Team Afro and Vibe rotating in. Active Gaming taking that south eastern side, and Free Sports getting spotted here by Dammy, and Dammy taking down Jaggerban in that rotation, knocked and firsted back to the lobby.
Ooh, their esports super impressive in Vikendi today, and that is what I love to see. Beautiful stuff coming in from their esports. I mean, they're one of the underdog teams. This is their first NPL. They've made it all the way into the finals. They qualified every single super weekend, and they added up the right amount of points just to make it through. But now the play zone has moved a little bit towards the southern side, moved away from them. They do have an idea of where Free Esports is. Dami will be feeding the rest of his team intel there. They need to eliminate the guys from Free Esports and take that position for themselves. RSG having a similar idea, but their esports have so many ops around that position, so many teams trying to make a name for themselves from that angle. But RSG will need a whole lot, to work through from that northern side. Fortunately for them, they picked a very, very good position inside of that circle, and now they do not necessarily need to make too many rotations or any concessions. But Active Gaming now making a push onto this corner. Reels is there with a beautiful jump through onto that side. Curry drops him instead.
Curry.
And beautiful play from Curry, drops him immediately there. Foul play not to be trifled with. But Curry now, I'm not sure if he's been finished. I think he's been finished. Foul play on the back end there. 10-11 now setting their sights onto the guys from Afro Esports all the way onto that western side. And now the guys from RSG finally getting squeezed out of that little compound they've been holding for 2 days. They've moved away from that position. Hopefully now they will start to take engagement. They've got only 2 eliminations. They need to wake up. And now their esports still north of that position. Danny Brown finally makes it into the airdrop to reset and repackage his utilities there. Their esports are now trying to make a way for themselves inside of that play zone. Here comes Danny Brown. He might be the one to spray through, but RSG will choose peace instead of violence this time. But their esports now on the receiving end from Free Esports. They should have taken away that position when it was given to them. RSG pulling up now onto the guys from 10-11. Snuffy is there outside, trying his absolute best to work the angles. But here he comes, grenade in hand, switches to the UMP, or rather switches to the M4, but tries to drop shot. Danny Brown will discover him, knocks him clean off. RSG breaching into the compound. It's all left to Don't Panic, and he's just too far away. Shegs is knocked away on the right-hand side. 10-11 in serious trouble here. RSG about to occupy this compound and take it away from them. Too many fights happening in this area. The smoke grenade being deployed by the guys from Vibe, but manages to jump outside. 10-11 on serious trouble, and they will be sent away by Active Gaming all the way across the map.
Beautiful spray there from Active Gaming, picking up another kill. Active Gaming, they do so good on the Vikendi games. Looks like it's definitely Active Gaming's type of map, this one. Raid Shield Esports taking over that compound right there on that edge of the zone. Still coming in with a full team, standing on 5 kills. Beautifully done, as well as Active Gaming. Still a full team, 5 kills. 3 kills for Riddles, 2 kills for Fire Nexus. And it's all down to Raid Shield Esports as well as Disparage that is holding that zone. Vibe still on the outside of the zone, needs to push on in. Dream Team Archer still alive, needs to push on in as well as Free Esports and Active Gaming as well, just on the edge, gatekeeping everyone. And remember, me does get knocked on down. Beautifully done right there on that edge, with Vibe now starting to focus on pushing in onto their compound. Can they do so? Can Free Esports get in as well? Dream Team just on that top side. Is Archer going to spot another one? Danny Brown takes on Gone 7, knocks and firsted. Now it is all down to Vibe and RSG focusing on each other. Who's going to win this fight? Can Raid Shield Esports hold on to that zone edge? They only have one team to focus on at the moment. Disparage currently have Active Gaming and Free Esports and Dream Team to focus on. There are only 2 teams currently left inside of the zone. 6 teams remaining. 16 players in a stage 7 zone here, Priest.
RSG boxed in, trying their absolute best to find the numbers so far. 6 eliminations. They've been doing a magnificent job of holding out. And Free Esports will be the next victims of Active Gaming. They're up now, 7 eliminations. It's Reels and Nexus that are doing this party, and everyone's invited except everyone else. Active Gaming is trying to get active again. The play zone has started to squeeze them out, but Disparage on the right-hand side Now they're open and exposed to the danger. The spray is coming in from Desperado's position, but Active do not have the play zone, and that is the danger here. They're trying their absolute best to work the angles. Nexus trying to look through that corner. The smoke's already coming out. The use of utilities from Active, absolutely brilliant. They're trying to make this a 2-for-2, trying to make this, a chicken dinner out of a chicken dinner, but a beautiful spray to work
Nexus.
again. But Shad has been discovered. He gets knocked away, and now Dispatch is the one to fall this time. Another one falls. Watch again falls this time. Desperado in serious trouble. Active Gaming want to take the fight, but it has to be very, very confirmed. Dispatch finally gets dispatched, and Active Gaming looking to breach through. 9 eliminations. Can they make it 11? One from the corner. Stallion has a grenade in hand. RSG to the left. Remember me. Pops a grenade. Stallion will be the next victim. Manny is all the way onto the western side, and RSG trying their absolute best to hold off. Too many bodies in the area, and 7 players left. Now it is a 3 versus 4. RSG heavily blessed with the zone, but Manny has been spotted and knocked away by Nexus, and now with this balanced diet is a 3 versus 3. RSG versus Active Gaming. We saw this yesterday in a 4 versus 4. Active Gaming came out on top. Can they make it happen again? The play zone has moved just a little bit inside of the open. Active Gaming is all in their hands now. Manny has been picked up courtesy of Remember Me, and that's a 4 versus 3. RSG have the game in hand. All they have to do is keep the guys from Active from getting inside of that play zone for as long as possible. The play zone is hot on their heels. Active getting squeezed out one after the other. An opportunity to breeze right through. RSG have this game in hand. All they have to do is keep Active Gaming at bay. The left-hand side by Manny, he's holding off in a 3-1 split. RSG are still blessed off, but Danny Brown has spotted Traitor, tries to knock him through. The headshot tries to expose it, and he gets tagged away. Danny Brown has opened the floodgates, but the return fire is there from Active Gaming as well. Nexus is not letting this one breathe at all. Manny's still there, but another knock is sure. Danny Brown on the right-hand side, trying his absolute best to work through the angles. It's a 2 versus 2 surely at this point. There's 2 knocks away from Active Gaming, but Reels will be confirmed by Remember Me's grenade. But Remember Me now will receive play zone damage, and it's a tricky scenario now. Nexus is scoring, left, right, and center, trying to hold off. NPL champions, will they be them? They're trying to hold up on Nexus, trying to deal with Danny Brown, knocks him off again, but there's an opportunity for Manny, but Manny will steal the chicken, and RSG we'll take that chicken dinner. Beautiful work from RSG.
Shields Esports. Wow, well done. 13 kills, Priest. That is the Ray Shield Esports that we know. We talked about earlier. You said they didn't have the chicken dinner yet. Yeah, they are. They are in the finals. They made it. Active Gaming as well, coming in with 12 or 10 kills in total for Active Gaming. And Desperado coming in 3rd place with 3 kills. Priest, what do you think about this game here?
What a time to wake up. What a time to wake up. RSG waking up just in time. They woke up just in time. Beautiful performance coming out from them, but I can't take it away from Active Gaming. Every time in Vikendi, they will always turn up, and that is what I love to see. I was very, very impressed with RSG. They did a fantastic job of managing to hold off Active Gaming. I mean, Active Gaming, it is a very, very difficult team to keep at bay, but 13 eliminations and a chicken dinner to boot. RSG did it. They couldn't have done it better. They did a fantastic job. They rotated to the center of the circle, kept it for themselves, and kept it moving from that position. Big ups to the guys from RSG.
Yeah, man, 100%. They, they played it very, very slowly, kept that zone on that edge. They didn't move at all for about 3 zones. They didn't even take shots at anyone. They played it very passively. And right there in the finals, they just decided, you know what, we're going to take the chicken dinner and we're going to do it with double digits. Well played by Ray Shield Esports. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you guys now for Game 3.
intermission in front of us. And I think it's time we talk it out and forget all the fuss. And if it's not me, I'll have to understand, and I'll be out your way. No drama involved, but if you feel it's me, if you feel I'm the one, you're gonna need to make a way for me to see. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end. I'ma always be right by your side. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end. I'ma always be right by your side. I know you're the one. I know our time will come. I feel it in my heart. I see you in my dreams. I keep you in my prayers. That's what me. That me. Oh, me. That me. Oh, me. That me. Oh, me. That me. But that's what
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nigerian Pro League Season 6. It is the Rain Split Finals, and it is day 2. And it's still your boy Priest, and I'm out here with my main man, Enigma. Enigma has been on his toes the entire night. From the action we just saw, RSG versus Active Gaming. Always a hot engagement. We saw yesterday, we saw it again today. Now we're going to Sanhok. Enigma, what do you think you're going to see?
Man, it's going to be our first Sanhok map. We didn't have a Sanhok yesterday in day 1. I love my Sanhok matches. So let's jump into our third game to see who's going to be the Sanhok Kings. Hopefully we already know Vibe is going to go Paradise Resort. Will we see anyone maybe potentially gunning for those top leaders after day 1? Yeah, coming into the third game. Yeah, Priest, do you think we will see maybe some teams taking some risks?
Yeah, we've not, like you said, we've not had Sanhok, today, since the beginning of the finals. This is going to be our first Sanhok game. So I believe there's going to be a lot of clashes happening in the map right now. I think there are some teams that are going to drop on each other, and the action is going to be very, very quick, very, very swift. And I'm looking forward to seeing, all of those teams that love to play, a little bit more central, based off of the play zone. But I'm talking about teams like Active Gaming that do love to play boot camp, Disparaged as well, also do love to play boot camp. 10-11 love to play from the western side, but now here Afro Esports and Active Gaming, like I said, the violence has already started to kick off. Solo has been knocked away, and now it looks like the guys from Afro Esports have a little bit more work to do here, because they are split apart in a 3-1. Solo has been knocked away all the way onto the left there, so it's all left to Ama, Stoner, and I believe Neo. So yeah, right out the gate, the violence has already started to kick off.
Yeah, unfortunately for Afro, on landing, losing down Solo, there's going to be a huge disadvantage for Afro, especially in bootcamp here with a team like Active Gaming gunning them down, taking those edges. And I like their bootcamp as well. This is my drop spot. I just love it. But I miss the old OG days where you went to bootcamp and it was like 30 teams, even though you don't get 30 teams in a game. But it looked that way. If you looked up to the sky, it was just lit up with bootcamp. Well, we usually play the edges as well, like the Active Gaming. You've got all the space around that main building that you can rotate around to gatekeep them from moving at all. You got a lot of loot around you that you can take, and you've got one team centralized in one building that can't go anywhere. So I avoid this main building at all costs always. But let's see, maybe Team Afro knows how to play this main building.
Yeah, it could get very, very interesting, for Afro Esports here, because Nexus has already opened the scorecards for Active Gaming with our first elimination, catching a Solo off guard. So Active already have the numbers advantage. They are in high spirits right now. They maybe didn't get the chicken dinner in the last game, but they did have a significant point boost. And owing to the fact that teams like 10-11 have been struggling today, that gives an opportunity for Active Gaming to rise to the top without any form of hindrance or anything standing in their way, at least for the time being. But I am loving the plays coming in from Active so far. Afro Esports will need They need to find their rhythm, and they need to find it fast. We are coming closer to the end of day 2, so they do not have the luxury of patience anymore. They've already lost a player here. They need to find something to work through. Neil gets tagged up seriously, but Stoner was waiting for that opening here, and now it's a potential 3 versus 3. Afro Esports, will they take the initiative?
Yeah, 100%. Arizona, like I always said, you from the sides, you could get a lot of angles on that main building, and it worked out especially well there for Afro, getting that return knock in, making it a 3v3. But I can quickly get that revive in and make it back on a 4v3 against Team Afro. Now, what I especially like, especially when you get that first initial knock on a team that you're fighting, in the beginning, you're testing it out. You don't know who you're up against. There's a team inside of your vicinity that you're fighting, but you don't know who it is. Getting that first knock and confirm in on Team Afro, Active Gaming knows exactly who it is they're fighting against. They know it's a 3-man team. They've got that confidence boost, but can they go all the way and take out Team Afro here without losing a player at all?
That would be a beautiful choice, That would be actually absolutely beautiful without having to lose a player. That is a very, very key discerning position for Afro Esports. Can they do this without losing a player? Active Gaming know exactly what goes on in boot camp. They know it like the back of their hands. And now Reels is in danger. That grenade is good from Aimer, connects to the side. And now Traitor has been spotted, but immediately there, he knows that Aimer was going to jump through and drop down, and Neo will be the next to fall. Active Gaming running through the guys from Afro Esports one after the other. Stoner will be the last one up. Reels is still screeching on the ground there. Will he be able to get the reset? Stoner phasing left, right, and center, trying to hold off, trying to phase right through, but he is going to get the knock onto Traitor. An unfortunate scenario, he's going to get tagged up to about 25 HP. Afro Esports running from the ops, and Disparage, I've heard this. Now they pull up to the scene. Shad is there, tries to get the reset, and an unfortunate turn of events, but Afro Esports have been swept away, and now Disparage have the opportunity to steal and kill and destroy. Reap where you did not sow. That is the strategy here. Grenades already starting to fight through. Disparage, an opportunity for them to steal something here, to get some numbers, but unfortunately they're taking way too long, and Active will be able to get themselves back up to full strength.
Active Gaming doing superbly, taking our Team Afro, and so far Afro have been struggling here, especially coming into day 2, just not getting those placement and kills, and now going both out 2 games in a row quite early. That's going to cost Team Afro quite a lot of points here. It's now Vibe versus Extremers, and Dollars taking down 2 from Vibe, beautifully done by Dollars, and he is down solo. And for a team to take out Vibe inside of Paradise, which we all know is their hometown, they know exactly how to play this Paradise. They are extremely strong inside Paradise. It's going to be no trouble for Dollars at all, as Dollars has just completely solo took out the entire Vibe team. Dollars, he's just hearing ching ching in his ears at the moment.
For every elimination, I'm pretty sure they pay him $1, because that was absolutely brilliant to watch in a 1 versus 4 in their hometown, for that matter. Vibe will be getting the short end of the stick there, courtesy of the Extremists. 4 eliminations to them, and Dollar has been absolutely brilliant to watch. We saw him do a magnificent job against the guys from Men of Blood in the previous map. That was Vikendi. We saw him with the jump shots, and now we saw him with the steppings left, right, and center. And that would be the end of the guys from Vibe. Vibe have not necessarily been able to find their footing either in the past couple of games, but nothing to fret so far. We've still got one more match, and ample time for them to do something about it. RSG have heard all of that action. They know that something just went down in a Paradise Resort, but they do not want to be a part of it just yet. They're enjoying that position they have inside of that play zone. A couple of teams still out south, 21st Century, just enjoying that southern position, just in cave. But Ness is all the way out there in the eastern side. And now the rest of the guys from Men of Blood have pulled up to the scene. Can Dollar stop Men of Blood again?
Oh, imagine he does another 1v4 That I would personally, I would recruit him. Then chat, keep your eyes on dollars. He charges per dollar, but he's worth it.
Definitely worth it. I mean, charges per dollar for every elimination. I mean, that would not be a bad incentive, to give players and teams. I mean, for every elimination, you get $1, man. Come on now, get those eliminations for me. That's why you see teams, players trying to get 40, 50 eliminations a piece.
Salary per kill. That'll work. Now it's all dollars versus men of blood. Can men of blood stop dollars here, or is dollars gonna pull up and just build on his salary there? The throw ball still coming in there, and dollars now just trying to get that perfect angle to get that first knock or two. Oh, here he comes, Creed on the side, Rage right behind him, Rage with a beautiful nade. Oh, he managed to dodge that nade just in the nick of time. Can dollars get down one? And he's got Rage in front of him. Beautiful shots there by dollars. Almost gets him down. But he's stuck in a corner, and they are going to stop him right there. Beautifully done by Men of Blood. Now, Active Gaming getting the first knock on this barrage. It's out of bootcamp as well. Rage Shield Esports. Let's switch back to Active Gaming here on this barrage. Patch almost going down, but takes down Nexus.
Ooh.
Now, Active Gaming down to 2. This barrage on fire here. Might just stop Active Gaming completely. Traitor Top G gets one down.
Active. Starting to get active again. They've got 2 players knocked away. Disparage in serious trouble. Stallion just playing on the back end there. But Dispatch trying to absolutely best to work it from that position, and a beautiful spray to secure the angles. Traitor in serious trouble. He gets a little bit of a warning, but to swap through to that corner, Dispatch will get knocked away by Free Esports, who just made it into boot camp as well. It's third party central. Disparage will get dispatched courtesy of Free Esports and Active Gaming, and now it's an opportunity for them to do something here. Shad is still sprawled on the ground, still knocked away, but the reset, it looks like it will be happening. Active Gaming will be back up to full strength, but Free Esports, an unfortunate scene for Disparaged. Free Esports came into the mix and stole the work that Disparage had done so far, sending him back into the lobby. They must be so hurt right now, but that is the danger, of waiting too long. These guys were in boot camp for a little over at least 2 minutes. They didn't get into an engagement until, the guys from Free Esports pulled up to the scene. And now Free Esports, they have no intel. They just pulled up to the scene and eliminated who they could, and now they have to deal with a full strength Active Gaming that has 6 eliminations. Come on now.
Yeah, Ramsey taking 2 kills away from Active Gaming, and now Active Gaming back on a 4-man team against Free Esports, which is only coming in here with a 3-man team. But it's going to be interesting. Is Active Gaming going to push on in? Now we got Rage Shield Esports here pulling up onto Men of Blood. Can Rage Shield Esports now take over Paradise? Looks like every team that comes in just takes it away. We had Vibe getting taken out first, and then Men of Blood coming in to taking over. Can Rage Shield Esports now take over this position here onto Paradise? Nades throw-balls coming on in. It's going to be an epic 4v4. Roach in front. Remember me at the back. Danny Brown and Manny Wati starting to flank there on the side. Who's going to get the first knock on in? What do you think between these 2 teams, Priest, will have the best shot of winning the Paradise fight?
Well, actually, in the previous engagement, Men of Blood did lose 1 player to the Extremists. I believe they lost 11, so this is a 4 versus 3. So Men of Blood already on the losing end in terms of numbers, but RSG are not necessarily the best team when it comes to breaching positions. So it could go either way. Men of Blood are very, very strong defensively, but RSG are actually stronger defensively, but they're not necessarily the best team when it comes to breaching positions. So it could take a little bit longer, and this fight could linger on for the foreseeable future. You can see, remember me there, no clue. He has no intel onto where the position of the guys are from Men of Blood, where they've decided to occupy for the time being, but they're trying to breach in. As you can see, they do not have enough intel. They're moving as a unit. I love that, but it's not going to necessarily be the best, enclosed spaces like Paradise Resort and all of these positions. But the guys from Men of Blood have moved out of here entirely. they know for a fact that they do not have the the facilities to accommodate another team at the moment, owing to the fact that they lost someone earlier, and it was a crucial player. It was 11. He got knocked away by Easy there from the extremists, and now 10-11 finally setting sights onto the guys from Dare Esports. I believe they got into an engagement earlier, and they did lose one of their players to one of the guys from Dare Esports, so there's a chance that all the way out there in the western side, some violence will be brewing. Gyatso was the one that was knocked away. Shurks and Bego just on the other side there, me in front. But the reset, it looks like an opportunity will come through here to get that reset onto his teammate Gyatso. Dami does have a fantastic position, has not been given away just yet, but Don't Panic has been spotted that he might just get knocked away. But Dami has unfortunately sprayed and given away his position. He's going to get tagged away immediately by Don't Panic, and he will get confirmed. Demi will knock through as well. Beautiful spray coming in. And now 10-11 are trying to breach that position. Demi is still on the ground floor, and Don't Panic is the next one to get knocked away. It's a 3 versus 2 actually right now, because the violence continues. And a grenade from Bego trying to find its way on towards Demi's position, but unfortunately falls a little bit too short. 10-11 do need to find a way to hold off the guys from Dare Esports. They're trying to make a breach towards that corner, and that's a fantastic grenade from Bego actually. The second one is a better one, but unfortunately he has to find a way to get to Don't Panic, and hopefully Don't Panic will not start to panic.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a difficult reset to get, especially on Don't Panic being on that side. If Biggo is not careful, he might get picked up here on this mountain, rotating for that revive, and they might lose another player and leave Shurks all alone to defend against 3 players. Can Biggo get across? Looks like he might just manage to, if he can get across this road as well. But Me is there on that side. What a nade there from Dream Team coming in. Pels goes on down on foul play. Foul play now down to 2 players. Station 5 and Crusader is the last 2 remaining. They did pick up 1 kill. And now foul play need to defend here and push into the Dream Team. Crusader, the only one left right there in front of the Dream Team, with Station 5 slowly pushing on in there behind them. Can they stop the Dream Team here, or is Dream Team just going to catch them off guard and maybe get another knock on in and make it a 3v1?
Ooh. Crusader will not be going for that res. Pels will be sent back into the lobby. Dream Team have all of that work cut out for them, but a beautiful grenade from Sad again. Sad with those nades, man. With those beautiful nades. Another one connects to Crusader. It's all left to PlayStation 5 now. Can he keep the rest of the guys from Dream Team at bay? It's not looking very, very likely. Chris is on the back end trying to give all the cover fire that he can give, and there's only so much he can do from this hillside position. But an unfortunate turn of events there. Active Gaming continuing their onslaught onto the guys from Free Esports. Demi finally discovered by Bego there from 10-11, has been sent back into the lobby. The play zone looking very, very interesting now. Most of these teams are still fighting. Most of the teams fighting are all inside of the play zone, except for the guys from 10-11. So now PlayStation 5 trying his absolute best to deal with the guys from Dream Team. They are aware of his position. It would be wiser for them to get rid of him before they make the advance into the zone, or he will prove to be a stumbling block. 10-11 now, trying to breach through. Dare Stare has been knocked away. Gyatso trying his absolute best to work through that angle, but he is going to get knocked. And Dare Esports outclassed by 10-11. Unfortunate scenes for them. They've been sent back into the lobby. PlayStation 5 now trying to fight on so many angles. Tries to spray through, but Sad will put a smile on the rest of his teammates' faces as he single-handedly obliterates the guys from foul play.
Yeah, one of Station 5 should have rather disengaged there. Being a solo player, he knows he's free from Dream Team on that edge, outside of zone, pretty far to rotate into that next zone. I would have rather disengaged there and rather go for a little bit of placement points, as there's still 9 teams remaining, still 30 left alive. And this next zone shift, the majority of the teams already inside of zone. Currently Invisibles looking very strong with 21st Century and Habitable Gaming, as well as Apex, all being clustered there in that central position, and Bootcamp still being inside of zone with Active Gaming. And I wonder, did they take out Free Sports completely? Looks like they did indeed. So Active Gaming being the Bootcamp Kings, taking out 2 teams right inside of Bootcamp. Now we got the Rage Shield Esports here taking out Men of Blood. completely beautifully done by Rachel Esports. 3 kills in total for Rachel Esports. They did lose 2 players. Remember, me and Danny Brown did get out, but not bad at all, picking up 3 kills in a solid position inside of zone. Can they go a little bit further, pick up a little bit more? I'm pretty sure 21st Century heard those shots, might just come in for a third party, as well as the Invisibles, not too far away, probably hearing those shots as well, with taking their eye onto that compound area.
RSG enjoying the compound position that they've got for themselves so far, but unfortunately they did sacrifice Remember Me and Danny Brown to get this far. So hopefully the sacrifice will be worth it. They've got 3 eliminations to their name. 21st Century just rotating in from that northeastern side, and not a lot of bodies around them to navigate through, but the guys from RSG will be hanging out in this position for just a tad bit longer. They do have a little bit of play zone to work with, but 21st Century are still on their heels just outside. So they will need to make a way where there is no way. RSG making the right call, making a way inside of that zone from the north. And they will be able to colonize this position. But let's not forget, the guys from Active Gaming are still in the mix. And hopefully they will be able to rise, to the occasion. They've got a significant bump in points. Once again, they have been absolutely tearing it up game after game after game. And now, they need to close this one out with another chicken dinner, just so they can have a head start going into the last game of the day.
In stage 4 zone, look at Invisibles being central zone. Beautiful position for the Invisibles, but Habitable Gaming and have to gatekeep Team Apex there on its southeastern side, and still Bootcamp just on the edge there. Active Gaming can still chill inside of there, just on that 3 warehouses across from Bootcamp. You got 10-11 starting to rotate up that mountain right there across where Rachel Esports is. And on that northeastern side, you got 21st Century coming in there from Paradise side down onto that mountain, completely open for them to take. 21st Century going to have an easy way to get into that zone. But currently, Apex going to have to fight their way into that zone, right into Habitable Gaming, as they've got no other choice. There's all open areas around them, so they've got no choice. They're going to have to take that engagement and try and take over the compound where Habitable Gaming currently is in.
Yeah, that position, the Habitual Gaming have found themselves in that southern side. It is a very vital position for Team Apex if they are trying to, work something from that area. But the Invincibles are really set up nicely here. But 21st Century will be coming in from the northern side. The RSG also within reach, also within touch. I believe Dream Team is equally in that northern side too. So there's a lot, that could be happening in the northern side. But Sting opens the gates there. Nox 2, Kage and Unicorn in serious trouble now. Apex in they're getting singed by the play zone now. It's about to get very, very tricky. It's about to get equally as sticky for them as well. Moonlight onto the western side, and the rest of the guys from Apex have a lot of work to do here. They've been rotating way too slow, and now the play zone is also going to favor Habitual Gaming, so they do not need to get out of dodge. And unfortunately, it is a stage 5 circle. You cannot be getting resets up on this position. Sting exposes himself just a little bit too much for comfort. He gets tugged away, and the play zone will collect Kage once more. Habitual Gaming doing their absolute best to hold the door against the guys from Apex. Rusty's there, still receiving serious damage. Grenades, utilities, all flying across. Habitual Gaming have a lot of work to do here. Kage will not be getting picked up. It is not possible for him to get picked up, but the play zone will do its due, and now it's left for the rest of the guys for Apex to find another route inside of the circle. They've been spotted, but now Apex will need to take this fight onto the guys from Habitual. Now the phase is complete. They're inside, but they're not too close. Sting is there. He gets knocked away immediately, and another opportunity to work through the angles there. With Lover trying his absolute best to keep the guys from Apex at bay. He's got Unicorn knocked on the right-hand side. Can he deal with Moonlight? Another grenade, another Molotov cocktail, one after the next, phasing through the left. Again, he pops through. Moonlight is in trouble. He receives some extra damage from that grenade, and the Molotov will follow through. Rusty receiving some serious damage, might just get tagged up. Another opportunity for them to hold off. 2 knocks again for Habitual Gaming. will put Apex down on their knees and back into the lobby with the quickness. Beautiful grenade to follow through from Don't Panic. RSG in trouble now. 4 eliminations from Don't Panic. Make that 5. His back must be hurting, but he doesn't care. 10-11 trying to breach through inside of the zone right now. They've not had the best start of today, but now Don't Panic is about to change that.
Yeah, Rage Shield Esports on 3 kills. Roach, the last remaining player for them, just inside of that zone, but he has to go right through the invisibles in front of him to get into that next zone. Active Gaming still way outside of zone. Need to fight through everyone as well as invisibles to get into that next zone. Dream Team, the last remaining solo player. Oh no, Dream Team has been eliminated. It's 21st Century on that northern side, taking that northern edge, as well as Invisibles in a solid compound on the western side, inside of the zone. Habitable Gaming needs to get across the road into the zone as well. And it looks like Invisibles might just take this game if they can defend that compound as good as they can. 21st Century Quilla does get spotted and he does go down. Beautiful shots there from Choco as he knocks down one. They did lose guard 7, which is going to be a pretty big knock there for coming in for the Invisibles. But he gets Chad down as well as Active Gaming just full sends right into Invisibles. But they will take down Choco as Nexus gets the knock and the confirm. But in comes Sean X. Can Sean X stop Active Gaming here from taking over that compound? In comes that Molly. He's got Nexus right in front of him. Around the corner, Nexus goes back outside, trying to fight his way into the Invisibles area. In comes Sean X, almost takes out Nexus. Nexus very low. Jump shot from Nexus. Takes down Sean X. Nexus just being brutal here in this compound. And now it's all down to Ronnie. Taking down 10-11. Pushing in here. Can 10-11 stop Active Gaming as he's got Nexus right across from him inside of that compound. And still on that side, they got 21st Century not too far away as well. Manages to just get into that shack to get a first aid in. But 21st Century can gatekeep a lot of people as the zone is now favoring them. As well as Habitable Gaming so far. Habitable Gaming taking that southern zone as the zone pushed them right into a shack. And they might just do pretty good here. Coming in with a 3-man team, 6 kills on the board. But man, Active Gaming, double digit, 11 kills. Can Nexus with this nade confirm the Invisibles completely? Yeah, that's a beautiful nade right on Ronnie's head. And Active Gaming is going to push that to 12 kills in total.
Oh, Active. They've done exactly what needed to be done to put themselves clear of the pack. And now Habitual Gaming will be on the receiving end of all of these sprays coming in from 21st Century. And Crux has been spotted. His headshots looking very crispy there. Criminal, unfortunately, has been spotted. He's going to be knocked away, but Quilla will receive a little bit of damage. But Crux has been spotted and knocked clean off as well. Nexus trying to make his way inside of that play zone all by himself. Hopefully, he doesn't get spotted. But 21st Century in serious trouble. Baby manages to get his HP back up, but Quilla still knocked away. Gets confirmed by Nexus instead. Nexus still, as a solo player, putting the work into all of these teams. Habitual Gaming have all the real estate to work with. They've got cover, they've got space. They might just be able to take a chicken dinner. Lover gets tagged away. Nexus finally gets confirmed and another tag onto Pharaoh's position. But 21st Century starting to surge forward. Now is an opportunity. The Molotov cocktail to the right. Pharaoh now facing to the left, keeping them at bay. One after the other. Pharaoh gets tagged. He will get confirmed here. And Criminal has to deal with the guys from 21st Century. But unfortunately, he did go for the finish. But 21st Century will take that chicken dinner instead. As they do a fantastic job of getting 7 eliminations to follow through.
As well as Habitable Gaming coming in second place with 7. But man, Active Gaming coming in third place with 13 kills in total. Beautifully played. They won their boot camp drop, managed to survive 2 teams inside of there, as well as the third party coming in, managed to gatekeep everyone trying to take them on inside of boot camp. Beautifully done by these top 3 teams. We got one more game coming up, Priest. What can we expect?
More game, man. One more game. Absolutely absolutely insane stuff, in this game. I mean, habitual gaming rising from the ashes. They've not been having the best of days so far, but big shout out to them. They stepped up. They showed why they're in the finals and why, teams have to look out for them and take them seriously, especially Crux and Criminal. Those two are absolutely brilliant. Even Lover, brilliant players. But the turning point of this game for me was the fight between Sean X and Choco, and or Sean X and Nexus. Actually, that was the turning point of the game for me, because I believe Sean X is better in taking 1v1 scenarios there, but an unfortunate turn of events that came through in that engagement. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Right there, Active Gaming once again putting some significant points on the board. Now this is some Vampire Esports type of performance, because every single game today, Active Gaming have put points and points and points on the board, increasing the gap between them and the rest of the lobby. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we love to see.
Yeah, day 2 leaderboard is going to be interesting to watch. We're going to have to follow 1080's Instagram and Twitter's accounts for you guys to follow this journey on a Nigerian Pro League Season 6. We're going to switch over to Fire to take us through, and we'll see you guys now in Game 4.
Man, what a game we've seen so far. Although you're seeing Priestcast here, it is fire. It's fire, okay? We've not had any face swap or surgery done. All right, but speaking about the game, we had so much action in that game, but what has been happening to Apex, guys? What's happening today? They are the team that everyone's been saying, you got to look out for them. They've basically run away with it. They're definitely going to win. But somehow coming into this finals, it's not like they're getting beaten by 10-11 or they're getting beaten by Afro Esports or maybe Active Gaming. It is teams like their esports. It is teams like Habitual that are getting the best of them. So what's happening, guys? What's it about Apex today that's really affecting the gameplay? Do leave that comment down right there, and tell us what you guys think is going on with Apex. We'll see you guys in the 4th game in a couple of minutes, and we'll see maybe, just maybe, this might be the time that Apex will finally dominate the lobby. Catch you guys in a couple of minutes.
first. And I think it's time we talk it out and forget all the fuss. And if it's not me, I'll have to understand, and I'll be out your way. No drama involved, but if you feel it's me, if you feel I'm the one, you're gonna need to make a way for me to see. But that's for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end, I'ma always be right by your side. But that's for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end, I'ma always be right by your side. I know you're the one, I know your time will come. I feel it in my heart, I see you in my dreams, I keep you in my prayers. That's what until ocean in front of us. And I think it's time we talk it out and forget all the fuss. And if it's not me, I'll have to understand, and I'll be out your way. No drama involved, but if you feel it's me, if you feel I'm the one, you're gonna need to make a way for me to see. But that's for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come till the end, I'ma always be right by your side. But that's for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come till the end, I'ma always be right by your side. I know you're the one, I know our time will come. I feel it in my heart, I see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nigerian Pro League. This is season 6. It is the rain split finals. It is day 2, and it's still your boy Priest. And I am here with my main man, Enigma. Enigma, you saw the last game. How did that make you feel?
Oh, I just love a good Sanhok match. Man, active gaming inside of boot camp. They brought some pretty good memories there in boot camp. Pretty well done by active gaming. But our next match is going to be an Erangel match. Unfortunately, not a double Sanhok match. But it is what it is. Let's jump in and see how day 2 is going to end here, Priest.
Yes, sir. Interesting playing path all the way from the southwest to the southeast. Most of those teams that love to play northern, like Saverny, Rozok, Giorgio Pool, they're going to have a hell of a rotation to make through from here. But a lot of them are going to be in their parachutes for quite a while, trying to head up to that northern side. But wouldn't be too much of anything to ask for those teams. Most of the teams that do love the eastern side, like Apex and I think RSG 1011, this is just right up their alley, right up their ballpark. Afro Esports and Free Esports as well. Even 21st Century, Dream Team, all of these teams love this kind of playing path. They would not necessarily need to drive around too much looking for loot, because they will be in their ballpark region. So, Apex have been having a very tricky day so far. They did start off on the right foot in game 1, but Habitual Gaming now running a little bit too close to the Invincibles criminal, seeing that that is not a viable option. Will get out of dodge just in the nick of time, and will reconvene with the rest of his teammates, but he has to be very careful there. He's getting tagged up seriously by the Invincibles. Speaking of the Invincibles, they've not been having the best day 2 at all.
Man, these teams and their driving skills. Was it just me, or was Criminal driving sideways through a wall? He got such a fright. He drove through a wall to get away from that engagement, and he manages to knock himself in the end. How do you avoid a 4-man team without getting knocked out of a vehicle, and then you crash at your team and fucking get knocked? Well, it is what it is. Welcome to NPL, guys.
I think that guy, he's watched too much Fast and Furious. Criminal has watched way too much Fast and Furious. I think he wanted to use the power of family, to jump right through that little box in there. I thought he thought he was gonna make it. He thought he ate, but nope, nothing for you, unfortunately. But Habitual Gaming will reset and refocus here. Whoa, do these guys know that there's a knocked Dare Esports player just outside? They have a knocked Dare Esports player just in the water, just outside there. But unfortunately, there's no way for them to know that one. And hopefully they will be able to hold off on Afro Esports and Free Esports. It looks like they might be getting something happening here all the way out there in, I believe, in the southern side of the map. Demi finally losing his nerve and will be falling and taking some serious damage.
Afro Esports being a little bit more risky on Free Esports' spot, catching them off guard here in that rotation, getting the knock and confirm on Ramsey, and now they got Achilles Arat on them, trying to push on in. Stoner getting in closer, but it is a 3-man team right here on the edge. Jagaban gets a knock there as well. Are going to push on in into Free Esports. Jagaban gets Mandu very low. Let's see, what are they going to do here? Team Afro right on top of Free Esports. Are they going to push on in? They did lose Amar, But down to Stoner, Solo, and Neo. Round the corner comes Stoner. Stoner gets the first knock there onto Jagaban. Now onto Achilles and Commando. Or Mandu. Mandu with a nade in hand, starting to cook on in. Oh, but Achilles is 1 HP. He is very, very low. Who's going to win this fight? Can Stoner get another knock for his team? Mandu around the corner, coming in, gets the knock on in. And it's all down to Achilles now. That is still very low on the other compound, just across from them. They did have Solo currently knocked. Can I get it reset in real quick and push on for that final kill on Free Sports? Is Free Sports going to get... Oh, what a beautiful shot by Stoner from the side. Or it was actually Neo that got him out. And that is it. Free Sports, the first team to get eliminated. Neo on 3 kills and Stoner on 1.
Ooh, Neo rising to the occasion there. As Afro Esports did take that fight to the guys from Free Esports, it was fortunate for them. They were able to get that knock earlier on and an elimination onto the guys from Free Esports. So that fueled their engines. But unfortunately, Aima was dispatched back into the lobby, and unfortunate scenes for the guys from Afro, but that is not going to be a deterrent for them. They walk away from that engagement with 4 eliminations, and now the Invincibles are here trying to make a rotation into the center, or rather out of the center of the circle, heading towards the Rozok position. The Invincibles that I know, that I love to see, that I'm used to seeing, is so aggressive, you know, super aggressive team, and I've not been able to see that today. I don't know what's been going on inside their comms. I don't know if someone, you know, has just been having a bad day, but it is a very, very, very bad time to have a bad day. That is all I can say. But Team Apex playing it slow and steady as usual from the east. They've got the play zone. They do not necessarily need to move around too much. You know, they do have a little bit of a foul play just in front of them, but this clash is not looking like it's going to be happening, at least, you know, in the foreseeable future at any time whatsoever, until maybe a couple of zone shifts forwards. But I think a foul play and Apex will just be neighbors for the time being until something interesting happens.
Yeah, interesting. Yesterday, all of the top 5 teams coming here in day 2, and it looks like it almost swapped. The top 5 teams now doing not as good as they did in day 1, except for Active Gaming. That has just been absolutely amazing in all 3 games so far. But I mean, Team Apex, Men of Blood, 10-11, they dominated day 1, and coming in day 2, you have the bottom teams now dominating. It's completely switching over that leaderboard. It's going to be such an interesting placement going into the final day tomorrow to see who is going to lay and who's going to take the ultimate NPL finals here.
Yeah, you know, Afro Esports, we saw them by day 2. Afro Esports was already ahead of the pack, you know. In the Hamatan split, they were really far ahead of the pack. You know, that performance from them was beautiful, and they were able to, you know, win overall. But they've not been having the same luck this time around in the rain split. 21st Century now pulling up to the scene there with a beautiful spray coming in from Solo onto Baby. He's been spotted and he has been a little bit tagged up. But this will not serve as deterrent for 21st Century. They know for a fact that they can take this push against the guys from Afro. But they are not aware. They do not have all of the details, as the vehicle does get blown away. But they will be getting out of dodge. 21st Century will hold on for the time being, at least. Will not take this push. But they do have a lot of intel there. Stoner will be getting heavily by Quilla. That's a beautiful spray from Quilla, actually. And it's quite impressive how far these players can spray. But Afro Esports driving a little bit too close for comfort to the guys from 10-11. They need to be very careful with this one. As you can see, 21st Century also will be occupying another position. There's 3 teams in this vicinity, and 21st Century might have put themselves into a very dangerous spot, fighting 2 teams at the same time. Baby drives a little bit too close to the guys from 10-11. Shags will warn him out, and now the sprays will start to come through. Solo has heard the footsteps in the corner. Henro as well. And now...
Oh, Neo quite low there, Priest. This might just be where Afro... Oh, Neo does go down by Baby. Beautiful shots from Baby as he takes down Neo. Anaswin actually takes down Neo there. It's all down to Solo right in front of Anaswin. Can Anis get the knock here, or is he going to get knocked by Solo? In comes Quilla from the side, taking that reach. He might just spot Solo. He's got 10-11 on his backside as well. Priest, it's not looking very good here for Team Afro.
It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good, bruv. And that's a very interesting way to set the standard, for Afro esports right now. But Neo will get picked up. 10-11 doing a magnificent job of keeping, Afro esports on their toes, keeping 21st Century equally, on their toes. I don't know if they were able to get that confirmation. I believe they did. And now 21st Century are on the back end. Have they've lost Baby, one of their strongest fraggers, and that is going to be a dent on 21st Century's performance, owing to the fact that they did just get a chicken dinner, and now they're already on the back foot. 10-11 will be a thorn in their side, but Afro Esports will have to make an interesting rotation to get out of this dangerous position if they are trying to rotate and make a nest for themselves still inside of this play zone area. Again, most of these teams are down south, just outside of Milta, and now they will need to make an interesting play just to hold up that central position. The play zone is going to be shrinking and closing any moment from now. We'll decide how these teams will move, going forwards. Afro Esports have this is the best start they've had, in today's game. So they've got 4 eliminations now. So hopefully they will be able to get a little bit more just to put some points on the board there, because, owing to the fact that in the first around your game they got third place, but they didn't get as many eliminations as they've got right now. So hopefully, they will be able to, at least get some sort of reparations, for the performance that they've been having so far in the league.
Yeah, definitely. But Team Afro actually needs to disengage because remember, they just landed and they barely looted and pushed into free esports. So they're all running around with level 1 gear, limited ammo, no throwables, no meds, taking out 2 teams now currently there. We have 10-11 right there in front of him, as well as 21st that now has disengaged there from there. So Team Afro have to actually get away from there and start to loot up, get ready for the remaining duration of the game. They are in zone, so they don't need to go too far. 21st Century disengaged and completely went to that eastern side, way away from Team Afro as well. With the majority of the teams now already inside of zone, except for Desperate, Dream Team, and Active Gaming.
Yeah, you can tell Active Gaming have adopted a different kind of strategy coming into this final game. They are going to be playing it very, very slow, and I did have a conversation with Nexus, coming into today's games, and this is exactly, what I told him to do and the rest of the team to do, especially in these around you games. Play as slow as possible, especially if you're playing, the north, and that is the rotation you're going to make all the way from the northern side. Dream Team and Disparage are running into each other on that southwestern side. They might get a little bit sticky for them to find a way inside of that next circle. But the play zone here is housing so many teams without them having to get into any kind of scuffle. The central position looking very, very caked up. Habitual Gaming, the Extremists, Foul Play, Invincibles, Men of Blood, all of them coming in from the south. Only Active Gaming is coming in from the western side, and they might just be enjoying that platitude that they've got for themselves right now. The play zone is equally very, very antagonistic to the rest of these southern teams. Their esports will be the victims of some kind of a push coming in from, I believe, the guys from 21st Century or some other team from that southern side. But again, it's Habitual Gaming actually. So these two teams actually have the same kind of play style, and that is the danger, that I'm always talking about. Their esports now lacking that confidence that I talked about. They are a very strong team, very capable team, but they just lack confidence.
Yeah, 100%. To pick up 2 kills, did get 2 players knocked, but they're going to be able to get both revives up. So pretty good push there from Habitual Gaming, taking out those players and taking over that compound. But I do have the Extremists not too far away. Foul Play getting knocked there by Invisibles as well. And Team Vibe getting knocked there by Men of Blood. Also, Men of Blood moving into Vibe's position there inside of that school area. Apartments here. Foul Play getting knocked there in that rotation. I think that might be it for Foul Play, as they got caught out completely open. Invisibles now on 4 kills. They did get Choco knocked, but he's going to be able to get that revive on in. No problem at all. And the zone shift moving up closer towards that Yaznai. The 21st Century also getting knocked there as Koala gets knocked and confirmed by Apex. Active Gaming now on Visibles getting another knock on in, and we might just see now Active Gaming pushing on in. And looks like this rotation that Priest has given Active Gaming is working out. And you heard it, boys, in the chat. If you want your team to do as good as Active Gaming, come to the Priest. Let him preach for you.
Yes, Enigma. See why I love you, Enigma. You always reason business. So if you're thinking about it, if you need some strategies to win, like the ones I gave Active Gaming yesterday, yeah, you need to come through for some lessons. Let me preach to you. Let Priest preach to you, no? That's a beautiful grenade actually onto Ronnie's position, but it will not do the trick. Henro will be getting picked up. Invincibles are fighting for their lives as Nexus's grenade will put them on their bellies almost immediately. Active once again on the front foot. Invincibles have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Invincibles are now vincible, that's for sure. One after the other, they start to fall. It's now shown on the northern side. Shad will take the push onto that position to get rid of him. Trying to gather some more intel. Sean has been spotted and he will be run over almost immediately, phasing through to the right hand side. Will get knocked off immediately there, but unfortunately Shad is there for the rescue and the Invincibles lose yet another player. Oh my days, Enigma. Active Gaming
down
once again.
To Choco. And they know exactly where Choco is in that compound. Will this nade by Nexus do good as Nexus pops it right over that hill? And it looks like Choco is starting to get away from it. Is Choco actually starting to push on in? It's hard to tell here from this angle. And it looks like Choco is pushing on in. He wants to... No, he took a bug. He stole the vehicle. Choco stole the vehicle and he's making a run for it. Run, Choco, run.
Choco Milo, you gotta love that guy, man. Taking a risk and the risk paying off. I've never seen Invincibles running away, but only in the NPL final you will see Invincibles becoming very, 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 very invincible right now. They're getting touched from all sides and by all these grown men. Oh my days. Unfortunate scenes from the Invincibles right now. A second place. They started today in second place. Lord knows how far down they've fallen on the leaderboard coming into, this last game. They've been able to get 4 eliminations, but at what cost? It's all left to Choco. How far can he survive? We saw, him survive in the Miramar game all by himself. I mean, he is the only one that's always surviving from the Invincibles. And that tells you an interesting story, of the role he has to play for them. But hopefully, he will be able to get them at least some placement points. But it's going to be very, very tricky, for them to work something from this position. But the play zone is starting to close out, and most of these teams will have to find somewhere to call home coming into these final couple of zone shifts. Enigma, you know exactly what I said, about playing from the north. And Active Gaming came in from the northwestern side, and they now are holding up in that western position completely. But this play zone, it looks like Afro Esports have the right idea, and it looks like this is the kind of play zone that Afro Esports have been looking for. It looks like it will be favoring them, but hopefully they will be able to do something with this play zone. Unfortunately, they've lost one player. Yasnaya, interestingly, is still in play. Choco has made his way in there, so hopefully he will be able to survive, at least in the next couple of zones.
100%. Afro doing absolutely beautiful with Solo staying behind in case the zone shifts down south, with the other two going up northern side in case it goes up to starboard side. But we will have the final zone here of Yasnaya, open field right in front of Yasnaya, and now Afro taking that center position with 21st Century. Apex have a beautiful eastern open side to rotate in as well. Habitable Gaming right down on the southern side can be able to get in first there on that edge with Active Gaming. That might be our next one, but 10-11, the extremists all going to have to fight their way in with the Dream Team to get into that zone. They've got 3 teams in front of them. They need to focus on Men in Blood here, way on the western side. Still have to go through the Visibles and Team Afro to get into that Yasnaya. But Yasnaya is as big as it is. You can easily accompany all 12 teams without them even, running into one another. Habitable Gaming, they're just running over everyone here as Cruz goes all down.
Oh, unfortunate scenario for Habitual Gaming here, getting a small out, but here comes Reels jumping out, but he gets dropped immediately. Sting That one must have really stung their Active Gaming, not losing a body at all. Active, getting active once more. 10-11 now, riding through the corners. Will deal with the guys from Dream Team as they make the advance even deeper inside of that play zone. All roads now lead to Yasnaya Poliana. That is where all the teams are trying to be in, but they do not want to be eliminated before they make their way there. Dream Team, unfortunately, have lost one on rotation. Chris does have to be careful. He might be uprooted if he's not careful enough, but he's running and running and running, and he will make it to the rest of his teammates. Shergs will get knocked away, but Habitual Gaming, it is bye-bye to them, courtesy of 10-11. Bego will put the nail in the coffin there. Active Gaming do have reels knocked away, but the reset is ongoing and it will be complete. Active, 7 eliminations. They are going for double digits yet again. The strategy that they have employed today has been absolutely impeccable. 10-11 are still within the zone, still within reach, but they should not fight Active. They do not want the smoke right now, but if they do want to fight Active, now would be the best time. Just outside of stage 3 circle, just by the edge of the south, there's a whole opportunity for them to deal with Active Gaming. But now, Active already have 7 eliminations. They're already on the front foot. Will they be able to, navigate from this position? They're all too far south. I don't know what is with the south. All of these teams playing from the south.
I feel like I'm not watching PUBG Mobile at the moment. It feels more like that. If you ever watch that movie, Death Race, where everyone is just riding in vehicles and driving over everyone and, using their vehicles as weapons. It feels like we're watching a Death Race movie at the moment, because we're just seeing bodies being dropped left, right, and center by getting driven over or getting exploded in rotations. Active Gaming pulling up right in front of Team Afro as Nexus wheels get shot on out. And he's in trouble now. He's stuck there all alone behind a tree, smoking his way with the rest of Active Gaming way on the other side, open field, away from him. And Active Gaming might just lose their first player if they don't go back. But it looks like Rolls is going to go and pick up Nexus. Can he get him, though? Or is Afro going to stop another vehicle? Here comes the backup. Here comes Traitor as well. Solo on the roof, taking some shots onto Traitor. Traitor's vehicle taking a lot of damage there, but he manages to get behind the hill, out of line of sight. And it looks like Active Gaming going to take the compound just opposite that hill. And that is a beautiful compound to hold right into the stage 4 zone.
Stage 4 circle. The violence continues. 10 teams in the cut. 31 players. And now the rotations have started to chuckle in. Yasnaya has been shifted out heavily outside of that play zone, so Choco will have to rise to the occasion. But again, I talked about that northern side. Now we've moved into a little bit of the northeast, and now this barrage and a couple of teams will be enjoying this rotation, especially the likes of Apex, because they have been enjoying that eastern rotation. Now 21st Century will be in the sights for 10-11. It looks like this will be a breach just by the edge of the circle. 10-11 versus 21st Century, and Ness on the top floor. Hopefully he doesn't spot Snuffy, but Snuffy will be on the ground floor as well, trying to hold off 21st Century. Have a lot to do here. Pharaoh is in serious danger. Utility starting to go through. 10-11 have to be very, very careful, and they do have to find a way to hold off in that corner. Well, a beautiful grenade from Bego connects to Pharaoh, opens the doors for 10-11 to breach through, and is all left to a nest now, trying to hold off for 21st Century. It's an unfortunate scene here because he's on the top floor. They're trying to keep him at bay, but they do have to be careful. A little bit of a spray to tag him through, and don't panic, will not use that opportunity to deal any less than the damage required, as 21st Century will be swept away with the quickness. Extremists now pulling up to the scene. All these teams having the same idea of trying to breach in from the southern side, and a grenade from the corner, bounce from the right side. Snuffy's grenade is good, connects to the corner, and again a confirmation grenade as well onto Wolf's position. Dollars now might be the next one to fall, and a beautiful spray coming in from Bego, but Bego will be spotted and dropped to his knees. An opportunity for 10-11 to breach right through, and there comes Snuffy on the ground floor, but he will reset as Savage and Dollars will hold off just a little bit longer for the guys for 10-11 to regroup and reset. But Easy trying to get his reset. Dollars is there, pops the smoke, trying to hold off in that corner. 22 Savage just outside the zone. There's only so much he can do from that distance, from that position. But 10-11 will want to sweep the floor and keep them at bay, but they're still outside. 10-11 need to be very careful of Savage's position. He's a danger and he is a threat. They need to be very, very cautious and wary. Snuffy's outside, tries to spray through. He tries to pop right through from the left-hand side, but again he sways. Again he pops again. Tries to connect through. Easy's grenade is good. Tries to pop through again, but he's going to be dropped immediately by Snuffy. 10-11 on the ground floor, trying to hold off. The extremists are not going down without a fight. Unfortunately, they do have a lot of cover to work with, but Easy now has been spotted. He might just get dropped away. Savage is still on the back end. Here comes Dollars. We know how dangerous he is, but he's not as good as Snuffy. Snuffy will drop him instead. Savage on the back end, trying to keep them at bay. 10-11 doing their absolute best to work through. Choco comes in and delivers himself like a box of crackers, and he gets stuffed away, and so does Savage. 10-11, up 11 eliminations.
Wow, what a push. What a defense from 10-11. Pushed successfully without losing a player. Defended successfully without losing a player. Ending it on 11 kills. Neo already here on 5 kills, but Team Afro down to the last 2 remaining players, down to Neo and Stoner. But they are going to get a reset onto Solo and make it a 3-man team again. They did lose Amar quite early in this game, but so far Team Afro looking very solid here coming into this last game. They're right there on the edge of the zone. And the Team Apex now taking the majority of the zone, coming in here with stage 5 zone almost centered. The only last compound remaining inside of the zone being occupied by Team Apex. Afro have to focus on pushing right past Active Gaming, as Active Gaming is taking that western edge. Men of Blood now with the last remaining player as well. I still got 3 players for Men of Blood, but there's only one that's currently there close to the zone, with the rest of them not being there right on top of them.
A lot of work coming in for most of these teams trying to make it inside. Active Gaming now taking a beautiful compound inside of that zone. They've maintained, that Western Hemisphere, kept the West entirely for themselves. Now Afro Esports are smoking around, trying to find somewhere to work with, but Stoner will spray reels, catch him off guard. And Afro Esports, will they breach? Yes, they will. An opportunity now for them to do something from here. Can Afro Esports rise to the occasion finally? A grenade is good onto Reels' position, but Solo's grenade might just be better. Reels might just get confirmed. A beautiful grenade to connect through the corners, and Reels is in trouble. He might just be confirmed. He's inside the door. Does he spot him? Unfortunately, totally forgot, but Traitor's grenade will connect to him and Solo as well. Afro Esports under serious pressure, but Active Gaming equally under pressure as well, as 10-11 will seal the deal all the way across, and Men of Blood will be the ones as well, trying their absolute best to work the angles. Apex enjoying the comfort and silence of this northeastern side, and nobody is contesting them, and Active Gaming once again have crocked into the top 5.
That was a high IQ play by Active Gaming. He smoked his vehicle and he just sat there patiently, in the passenger seat without moving, cooked his nade, and he blew himself and the player from Team Afro up, getting that knock, and then 10-11 wiping them out completely. That was beautifully done by Active Gaming. 10-11 now standing on 13 kills already, with Kage taking down T11 there from Men of Blood. And Active Gaming focusing on Men of Blood as well, trying to confirm 11 there as he's still knocked. And Top G does get that kill. 10 kills for Active Gaming, please. They are doing superbly here on day 2.
And this is what I talked about. This is a Vampire Esports-esque performance. Eliminations, numbers, every single game. And that is what I love to see. All of these teams are just falling one after the other to the guys from Active. They're 10 eliminations in, and only 10-11 looks like the team that is trying to stop them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm looking forward to seeing right here. Active Gaming have been squeezed out of the zone. Men of Blood still holding that western side. Apex equally coming in from the east. Nobody contesting, nobody dealing with them, and absolutely a pivotal performance coming in from the guys from Active Gaming so far, but Apex need to rise a little bit higher because Shegs will catch Kage and knocks him clean off, but they will not be taking the push. And 10-11 do need to decide what it is they're trying to do here as they will be making a push onto this area. Rusty will catch Bego, knocks him clean off, and now Kage has been picked up. 10-11 making an opportunity to work right through. Rusty will get the first one knocked away, but Snuffy is there for the rebound, knocks him clean off as well. 10-11 getting all of their fingers crossed right here, trying to deal with this elimination, but unfortunately Moonlight will take a little bit of zone damage, but Apex will come out on top. Kage gets the job done. Apex will come out on top with 6 eliminations, but the play zone, unfortunately, is just too unfriendly. And Active Gaming again might have another chicken dinner delivered to them like Jumia Dispatch Riders. Active Gaming, 11 eliminations. Now it just might be looking like they will get another chicken dinner. Yes, it's looking that way. Apex are trying their absolute best to come in from that southern side of the circle, but it's not looking too good, bro. Unicorn is there. Grenade is good, but unfortunately just too far away from Traitor. He's trying his absolute best to hold on that corner. The guys from Apex are split into 2. I don't know if that's how he's going to work out for them, but Unicorn is trying his absolute best to find an angle, to find a corner to deal with the guys from Active Gaming. Apex from Active, exactly what we saw in game 1. Active have the numbers, Apex do not. Active outplayed them the last time. Can they do it again? It looks so certain.
Well, a 3v2, I'm pretty sure we'll see Active Gaming get into a vehicle and bait him out if they get that one more knock here on Team Apex. Team Apex being very, very quiet here coming into the last game here. They did pick up 6 eliminations, but I had plenty of opportunities to push on into teams, but I decided to rather go for the placement points. They did make top 2 at the moment. You can see the Nexus on that hay bale in the center of this final zone, just waiting. Will he get a knock here? Beautiful shots from Nexus onto Kage. Taking a lot of shots there. Nexus does take down Kage. It's a 3v1, and it looks like Active Gaming might just win the final game here. It's all down to Unicorn. Can Unicorn get him down? Beautiful shot there from the AWM, but not getting it down. Beautiful drop shot. Almost takes him down. Who's going to take it? Rules is down to 1 HP, but no, it is going to be Nexus. It gets a final nail in the coffin, and Active Gaming ending it off with 13 kills in total. Second place, Team Apex coming in with 6 kills, and in third place, Men in Blood coming in with 5 kills.
Active might as well have just run away with it. 10-11, outstanding performance coming in from them with all of the eliminations they were able to get, but oh my days, Active 12 eliminations and a chicken, or 13 eliminations and a chicken dinner to boot. It doesn't get any better than this. Active Gaming have blown the competition wide open now, and they're about to put some serious points on the board for themselves, even for towards the grand finals. This is the performance of one of those days that you just can't deny how good the team is. Absolutely fantastic performance. And Nexus had a conversation with me last night after yesterday's games. He felt they didn't do good enough. They didn't do exactly what they needed to do. And I told him, that all they needed to do was improve communications. They were not doing anything wrong. All they had to do was just improve their communications and play as a tighter unit. And they've listened to that. They've applied that, and it is working out perfectly. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but what a way to wrap up today. Active Gaming, they got active.
Yeah, Active Gaming definitely being very active here in day 2. They were just on fire all 4 games. That is just beautiful. That's going to change the leaderboard a lot. I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to change the leaderboard. Guys, if you are new here, this is PUBG Mobile. This is the Nigerian Pro League Season 6. Go follow the Twitter and Instagram pages and make sure you keep your eye on this leaderboard to see how it's going to change after day 2. We're going to switch over to Fire. That's it for me from Enigma. Have a good one.
Catch you guys tomorrow.
Okay, guys, it has been an absolutely outstanding day for the boys from Active Gaming, getting another winner chicken dinner. So the MPL has tilted towards another direction. The first day we saw 4 different teams getting the chicken dinner, but in the second day it looks like it is boys from Active Gaming who have been dominating. But that does not tell the entire story. We saw so many different teams, just fight their way out into that final circuit. It was the boys from 10-11 who went toe-to-toe with the boys from Apex, with Kage and Unicorn coming out on top in that final bit. That did give the boys from Active Gaming the opportunity to seal that deal against the boys from Apex. So it's been a really tough one so far. We've seen the NPL go in different directions. We've still got one more day to go. Tomorrow, are we going to see another team step it up? Who is going to be that team that finally stumps the lobby this time around? Yesterday, it was the boys from 10-11. Today, it was Active Gaming. Who's it going to be tomorrow? Maybe Apex. All right. We'll catch you guys same time tomorrow. In the meantime, do remember to hit that like and hit that subscribe. Let's get the algorithm, nominating our videos more and more so that we can get more eyes into this region, guys. All right. Until then, stay safe. Good night. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you then.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
To situation in front of us.